ログラミング好きなんてねお決まりのもんかよボルトナットそんなんじゃバー君にして選挙は危険なってくことを射止めてよ言うの色仕掛けのフローで落とすのやめろ君だけシークさせちゃうバスキックねえこっち向いてギブアップ嘘つきな唇でもっと私を騙してみせてよ君じゃなきゃやだなんてわがままももっと言わせて嘘びて肩向いて君はいつも通りの困りが青向けて、ちょっと聞いてるのでもそんなとこも憎めないから一枚上な君に打たれちゃうから言い返せないとても言えない君にもっと私に使ってよもう欲しがってよもっと私に困ってよわなわなびしがんでよ
虫でトラのコマンドプリットマスコアのディストバックロック全部この2のパスにカスタマイズしたレインクルスからカスタマイズクレイズから仲間中でブレイクでこのユニゲームバックスロスレイスリングメイカーなんかもフーに切ってこの胸のこのレコブーにステップ
He was just a dolphin, swimming in the sea with his dolphin friends, happy as can be, until one day he went and ventured onto land, and he got bitten by a radioactive man. Now he's Dolphin Man, half dolphin, half man. Hear him screech at night, cause he just wants a friend. He'll be quite a fright if you run into him in the dark abandoned house where he lives. Oh, you know he may come off strong, but he's not what he seems. If he ever catches you, you can bet that you'll scream like help, let me go, help, let me go, help, let me go tonight. You'll scream help, let me go, help, let me go, help, let me go, stop kidnapping me. She was just a lady, not a care in the world, till she saw some grown men kidnapping a girl. She said help, let me go, so she sprung into action. Then she looked right at a necklace and became Scarlett Johansson. And she kicked all their asses, Harley, savior of the masses. Don't know where that necklace came from, love more, hate less, that's the message. Dolphin Man saw her on TV and gave her a call. They formed the best crime fighting team in the world. Oh, then they saved the president from an alien race. It was all over the news, he was screaming in space like help, let me go, help, let me go, help, let me go tonight. He said, help, let me go, help, let me go, help, let me go, stop kidnapping me. Help, let me go, help, let me go, help, let me go tonight. He said, help, let me go, help, let me go, help, let me go, stop kidnapping me.
I'd find you. I got a small favor to ask. It's something you can do. It's far from reaching incomplete, but it's shiny and brand new. And then in time we'll connect the lines for a future with you. And now it's finally free. You know that I can't feel it flowing through my bones, and now we're all on the verge of connection. To you and I, that we waited for so long. So be a first creation. And the words we sing, you'll find them very, very interesting. How wonderful that you've been looking for me too. Dark and darker still, the shadows cut so deep. With everything we've come to learn, tell me what you think. I got something up my sleeve. I heard that you've been looking for me. Well, here I am, do what you will. It's not at all what you were expecting. It's all just for me. You know that I can't feel it flowing through my bones, and now we're all on the verge of connection. To you and I, that we waited for so long. So be our first creation. And the words we sing, you'll find them very, very interesting. How wonderful that you've been looking for me. Take this as you will. Heart is beating still. Why can't you see that this was all for me? Take this as you will. Heart is beating still. Why can't you see that this was all for me? Do what you will, it's not at all what you were expecting. It's all just for me. You know that I can't feel it flowing through my bones, and now we're all on the verge of connection.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, that's too low. Hello. Hi, how you doing? Sorry, I pressed the go button and then I had to run straight to the bathroom and now I'm back. So if it sounds like I ran a mile, I did. I did. Okay, what are we doing? Besides listening to this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. Actually, no. We'll listen to this. I gotta update my playlist, dude. You know what's funny? I have, like, probably 300 plus songs, and yet I feel like we always hear the same ones. Without fail. We are cringing at Queen today. Yep, Queen's back. And as usual, it comes with no birdie video, like she said that there would be. Instead, there's plenty of other drama surrounding Queen. AKA Izzy, it's my cat now, Queen. So, surprising news coming from there. Apparently the cat is back with Cinny. I don't know when this happened, or how long ago, or why, even. All I know is that it happened, I guess. Is that... That's what people are saying. Is that true? I don't know. Sometimes people say things and I don't verify it before it comes out of my mouth. Also, I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything else today. Pretty sure this... I mean, listen, my last stream on Saturday was almost 10 hours long. So please forgive me if this is, like, probably less than an hour or an hour and a half. It's just gonna be a short stream today. We're just gonna be doing one thing, which reminds me, I should probably make sure the tags actually back that up. So this is all updates on that, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know. I guess we'll take a look at whatever screenshots are provided here. I'm gonna be honest with you, we're probably not gonna learn much more than we already know. If I were to take a wild guess, it's probably a lot of shit that we've already speculated, or shit that we already knew. It's just that other people are now saying the same thing. But, this is what I call the Callout culture Conga-line, or whatever, I don't know. Callout Conga-line, where one person calls somebody out. This is a big line, alright? Okay, so it started with Cinny. Okay, wait, actually, it goes back further than that. It starts with Lio calling out Rosa, and then Cinny calling out Lio, and then Birdie calling out Cinny, and then Queen calling out Birdie, and now this new person, Saki, calling out Queen. Do I have it right? Yeah, honestly, I feel like if Queen just didn't say anything about it, most people wouldn't even know it existed. Let's be honest. Thank you, Twitter, for just letting everybody know what my email address is. I'm gonna have to make sure that's not in the picture. Fucking hell. Can't something be funny without Lio? I know. Well, he's just part of the line of dominoes, I suppose. All I remember, the only reason why Lio is even involved is because, it's because Cinny made that stupid video, the Rosa call video, where it's like, that's ableism. It's like, yeah, bitch, we know. We know already. Everyone knows. No one is surprised. Okay? Everyone remolding and reseething about the Rosa call. Get over yourselves. It's over. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Okay? And this is exactly the same opinion I had about the Rosa call itself. If someone apologizes, and you either don't forgive them or don't think that they mean the apology, guess what? That doesn't mean that you can say that they didn't apologize. Lyo apologized for the Rosa call, even though he clearly didn't mean a word he said, but that doesn't change the fact that he still apologized. So you can't act like he didn't apologize, or that it hasn't been addressed, because it has. Rosa probably doesn't even remember the call at this point. It's a good point. Maybe not. Speaking of Birdie, because we're talking about extended Birdie drama, it's barely even about Birdie at this point. It's more between this Izzy person and Cinny at this point. But, speaking of that, my Birdie video keeps getting views. I don't know why. It's not even that great of a video, to be honest. But I think the biggest reason it's still getting views is because there's so many troglodytes and morons that keep coming to the video to comment the same exact thing. Comment after comment after comment. Everyone's like, you misgendered Birdie. It goes by he/it. Listen, I don't give a fuck, okay? I already called Birdie by him, he, or whatever. I don't care. I can't go back and change it on a pre-recorded live stream, on a pre-recorded video. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the interjection I made in between that supercut, where I was adding some extra little tidbits of stuff that I recalled after the fact during editing, I was referring to him as he, him, so I don't know. Anyway, it's just annoying. Guys, please keep telling me that Birdie goes by he, him, or it, its, or whatever. Please keep telling me. It boosts the audience retention or whatever. Engagement. So guys, if you haven't, please go to the Birdie video and leave a comment about how I misgendered Birdie. It will change eventually, guys. The video will change. It might just take one more comment, and the pronouns in the video will change. I promise. It will happen. Clearly, you must get a time machine to go back to correctly use the right pronouns. Yeah, I know. As if people haven't commented on it enough. They're like, nah, but it needs one more comment of someone telling me that Birdie goes by he, him now. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. Alright, I just need to double check this because I want to pull up the Twitter post, but Twitter really wants to make sure everybody knows what my email address is, because it's like, you want to log in? Here's your email address, just right on screen so that everybody knows what it is. Wow, thanks, Twitter. No thanks, I don't need everybody to know my email. Aw, Cullen, don't do that. I never really grew up with Family Guy. Or other shows like that. You know which show I did grow up with, though? I mean, like, kinda. I grew up watching That 70s Show, because it was the only show I was, like, awake to see that late at night. I kinda ended up having a bit of a nightly routine. I had one of those small TVs, small CRT TV in my room. And we only had a limited amount of channels. And Ion Television was one of them. And later in the night, that's when all the adult shows would start playing. So I'd catch a little bit of That 70s Show, some South Park. It was more of a secret thing. Honestly, I never liked South Park that much either. I learned to appreciate it more when I got older. But back then it was just like, just seems like edgy, gross out, gore humor. I wasn't really a fan of it as a kid. I didn't really like that stuff as a kid. It didn't really impress anything on me. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I told my mom, I was like, we should watch that 70s show together. And she's like, yeah, I guess it accurately depicts the 70s sometimes. I think she's going to be more concerned about how accurate it is, rather than the actual humor. Anyway, enough stalling. It's because I can't talk and think at the same time. I know. Me small brain, me stupid. We're gonna get out the special, we're gonna get out the special avatar for this one, because we don't use it enough. Just gotta adjust her so she's actually here. There she is. Alright. That's good, right? Okay. Alright, alright. Just gotta move around some things. Last stream, Cassie made a really cute little PNG for me, but I can't use it with this one, because this one already has coffee. So we'll just put that away for now. Yeah, no thanks. I don't need everyone to see my Twitter. Yeah. Let's just put that away. Thank you. Alright, alright, alright. Enough fucking around. What the fuck?
I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's
Guys.
obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
I'm so happy that I decided to play every meme I have at once for no reason on the transition. They're not even active right now. What the hell? Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I know. They're not even supposed to be active right now, so I don't even know why it did that. Okay. Alright. Think we're good to go, right? Right? Bring it on. I know it's poorly cropped. I don't have a choice because I'm not logged into Twitter on my desktop. Probably have some dupes of the same sound effect? Maybe. I don't though. I think it's because they play in, because like the visuals weren't activated, it was just the audio of everything. So I might just mute those, because those might be duplicates, technically. So I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah. Because everything comes through the same, channel anyway, so it's kind of pointless to have all of these extra audio channels. Okay. So, the cycle continues. It goes in a straight line, like always. Oh, also, if there was more to this, I don't know, because Twitter doesn't want to show you replies if you're not logged in, which is stupid. Internet drama, my favorite. Hell yeah. And like I said, this is the only thing I'm going to be doing today, so don't expect a long stream like yesterday. This is just a short stream. Alright. This document is calling out Dorothy, also known as Queen the 14th on Twitter, also known as Izzy, I just call her Izzy, for both her recent and past behavior, as well as addressing the entire situation involving Cindy's cat, because we're talking about the cat again. Okay. So, oh shit. One sec. Oh no. How am I gonna do this? I guess we'll just like really zoom in and then move it to the... Goddamn, how much does it need, dude? Fuck. There's gotta be something we can do about this. No, I can't. Fuck, alright, hold on. Just move it out just enough so that you can actually read it. Alright. God damn it! I hate Google Docs, dude. This is as good as it's gonna get, okay? So just... here. Can't do any better than this. Sorry. Nah, it's not gonna be like that. Okay, I promise. Alright, everything good? Music's not too loud. If the music is too loud, I'll turn it down. But it should be fine, right? Everything good to go? Thank you, Queen, for yet no, this is a... Well, I guess technically you can thank Queen for this, but this is not from Queen. This is from someone named Saki, who I believe is one of Cinny's... It's like a member of Cinny's new friends support group. Which, I'm not gonna judge Saki for that. Everyone needs a support group. Everybody needs friends. Okay? I'm not exactly sitting here expecting Cinny to completely isolate herself from every single human being on the planet just because she did something bad. Okay? If you're living on this planet, you gotta have, like, some kind of social life, alright? Thank you. Thank you. I like it too. Villa helped with it. I drew it. I drew the sketch, and then Villa was kind enough to digitize it because I can't do that. So she was kind enough to, you know, I scanned it, sent it to her, and she was kind enough to ink it up and color it. So it was sort of a duo project, a collab. Anyway. That's why it's in a slightly different style from the other one that I have. That's probably why it doesn't look as good either. I'm a Digimon now? Yeah, I evolved. I digivolved. Okay. Ready? I'm sorry, again, I'm sorry for the shitty cropping. It's just the best I can do on short notice. It's not even short notice, I'm just lazy. Okay, it's time we talk about Dorothy, aka Izzy/Queen, and the latte situation again. This has been settled once... Actually, oh, I'm so dumb. I could just do this. Hold on. It's gonna bother me until I fix it. I have to do this. Okay. Why didn't I just do that? Oh, I see why I didn't do that, because it made it worse. Never mind. And well, it's slightly more bearable. Okay. There. Alright, sorry. It's time we talk about the situation again. This has been settled once... Shut up! This has been settled once before, but due to recent events and some resurfaced behavior, I think it's important to lay everything out clearly. If you know, you know. If you don't, here's a TLDR. I'm Saki, a public friend of Cinebear. I love public and private friends. I've been vocal about not condoning Sydney's past actions, so let's get that out of the way first. Yeah, no one expected you to. But today I want to talk about Dorothy, also known as Izzy. Izzy. Izzy is an ex-friend of both Cindy and Jack. Back in October, and Jack is Birdie if you don't know, she was privately called out for being in potential possession of Cindy's cat, Latte. the cat wasn't named Latte at the time when they stole the cat. The cat's name was Skirp, which admittedly is a shitty name. I mean, Latte is just a better name overall. That doesn't mean it was okay to steal someone else's cat, Izzy. And if you remember the video from November, now deleted, it provided more context of Cinny trying to find Latte. And that was the video of Cinny going up to Izzy's house and being like, "Give me my cat back!" And Izzy going, "No, it's my cat now." The most autistic, retarded, back and forth ever. So why bring it up again? Because even after the issue was settled publicly, there were still unresolved parts of the situation that weren't shared, largely due to the backlash Cinny received for speaking out at all, despite clearly explaining that going public was the only option left, given that neither Jack nor Dorothy were responding to her about Latte's whereabouts. She was still attacked. To make matters, it's probably had something to do with the, grooming thing. To make matters worse, during, that little detail, during that time, Cinny was receiving notifications that her cat was being found, suggesting Latte may have gotten loose, all while getting zero communication from Jack or Dorothy. And as you all know, when you get a random message from random people telling you random things about something that you're currently concerned about, the best thing to do is just take them at face value and just listen to them without any proof or evidence. Eventually there was an agreement, and I use that term loosely. Dorothy would keep Latte, Cinny could visit. Oh good, I'm glad that Cinny got visitation rights during this custody battle over the fucking cat. The cat that was stolen, by the way. Let's not forget that little detail. This was never truly consensual. Dorothy made it clear on a call that no matter what Cinny said, she was never giving Latte back. That was the tone. Oh, so was it a tone or a statement? You say that she made it clear that she was never giving Latte back, and then you say that was the tone? Was it a tone or was it a clear statement? It can't be both. That was the energy. So, she may or may not have actually said that. We're just going off of vibes. Okay. Because she tried to pursue things... Oh, shit, I missed some things. It wasn't a mutual decision, it was an ultimatum. That's not what an ultimatum is, by the way. That's just a definitive statement. An ultimatum is when you say, hey, you can either do this or do this. But if they're only giving you one option, that's not an ultimatum, that's a hostage situation. Lol, that's crazy. Cinny wasn't okay with this, I can imagine not. But she felt she had no choice because she tried to pursue things legally. I don't fucking know if that's true. And based on Cinny's own understanding of how the legal system works, I have a hard time believing that she actually pursued anything seriously or smart, intelligently. But we've gone over this before. I'm offering you an ultimato. An old tomato. Knowing Queen's talking points, she probably came off not giving the cat back no matter what they said, though. That's just my thought. I know. But if you're gonna say, oh, she made it clear, and then say, no, but it's just a feeling, it's just a vibe. Mixed signals. Twisted Toby Fox. Toy box. Man, that was almost a year ago, I'm pretty sure. Man, time flies. Anyway. Civil court. Oh, the police won't get involved. I don't know why. But then again, it's St. Louis, so... It's Missouri. I have no idea how they run things over there. Civil court would only reimburse her for Latte's cost, not the cat herself. Like, I don't know if they're even being clear with the court or the police about how all of this is going down. Because the way that Cinny and Jack and Izzy, how all of their brains operate, they operate... Like, let's be honest. Both Cinny and Jack are, like, severely retarded and mentally ill. So, if the situation was relayed to the police the way that they both have relayed it to us in this very disjointed, sort of wishy-washy, like, oh, well, it's her cat now, but it was my cat, but we agreed to give it over, but I also didn't agree to give it over, but it's also my cat, and it's illegal, but it's also not illegal. I probably wouldn't take it very seriously either if I were the police. I would probably just give up and say, hey, figure it out. So I don't know how confidently they've gone to the police and been like, this is my cat. They stole my cat. They honestly could have just relayed it to the police as, so this person moved out and they took the cat with them and I'd like the cat back. It's like, okay, but is it yours? Is it theirs? We don't know. Or at least they don't know. We know because we have all of the context surrounding the issue. But I can't expect the police to be able to figure out what the fuck is going on with these two bitches, alright? It's honestly... It's so late, the urgency is so clearly not there, that it would become a civil dispute at this point. Civil court would only reimburse her, so she was stuck. And since that agreement... Well, it's not like she was stuck from the beginning, it's just that she and her friend group at the time managed the entire situation completely backwards and horribly. Something about a gun, if I remember. Here's why I'm bringing this up now. Dorothy's behavior hasn't improved. If anything, it's raised more red flags. Oh good, I love red flags. She's said and done things that make me seriously question her integrity and whether she's a reliable narrator to anyone on this platform. I mean, considering that in that video, she straight up just was like, it's my cat now. I'm assuming she's not a reliable narrator. None of the people in this situation are. We're just getting scraps of the truth. Kara's ashes. So if you don't know, Kara is the dead ferret that Birdie has been accused of doing things to when she was 13, or at least attempting to do things to when she was 13. She? Oh, sorry. He/it was 13. Please don't say that in my chat. I hate that, dude. Let's start. And so the ferret died. Thank God. It's free now. But they kept the ashes in a box. And Birdie brought the ashes with him to Izzy's house when he moved there. And then when he left, he just didn't bring the ashes with him. So that's why the ashes are in this discussion. Your comments are gonna be nuked now because you said she. I know. It's so over. Well, it's my cat now. Cynthia, go home. Cynthia, no, Cynthia, go home. No. It's so It's so dumb. It was such a funny video. It's immortalized on my streams somewhere. I don't remember where it is now. I don't remember. It's probably something... I don't know. It's something about the cat. Actually, I think it got clipped on the Clips channel as well. I don't get why they had to make the code words so weird and cryptic. Well, you mean teen ants? I'm pretty sure it's just short for teen antics, right? And even that is like code word for bad shit, you know? Anyway, Jack left behind the ashes of his deceased ferret, Kara. I would assume it's deceased. At Dorothy's place. Dorothy made a public comment, I remember this, considering keeping them because she got attached. That's disturbing. And she's used the same reasoning about Latte too. She got attached. I mean, it's easier to get... I can understand getting attached to a cat. I can't understand getting attached to someone else's pet's ashes that you have no connection to whatsoever. No, it's alive. It's Schrodinger's ferret. It's either ashes or it's a live ferret. We don't know until you open the box. It's both, and neither at the same time. I guess technically she stole the ashes? I don't know. We'll take a look at these screenshots. It's live ashes. Jack- oh, wait, yeah. Okay, so this is Queen on the 14th of February saying, yeah, he left Kara here. I found her and brought her inside. So referring to this box of ferret ashes like it's a living creature. Guys, it's a fucking ferret, okay? We've had pets die. We've buried them in the backyard. Like normal people do when a pet dies. And I'm talking about small pets like guinea pigs and rabbits. I'm not talking about dogs or cats, okay? You're a bit more respectful when it comes to dogs and cats. It's weird. It would be weird to bury an entire dog in your backyard, in my opinion. Although some people in here might be like, psh, speak for yourself. Yes, the ferret is named after Undertale. Cinny and Jack used to be huge Undertale Sans nerds. It always comes back to Undertale, unfortunately. Yeah, we never cremated them and put them in a pretty little box, because that's weird. Give them back to nature, as is intended, in my opinion. Even with our family dog, when she died, we had an imprint of her paw, like in a, you know, in a little ceramic thing. And that's, and we had her collar. I still have her collar, actually. Imagine cremating your pet fish. But yeah, we didn't, like, cremate her and put her in a box. Okay? We just let, you know, the veterinarian clinic, you know, dispose of the body. Respectfully. Whatever they do over there. But yeah, you keep little things, but keeping, like, the ashes of your pet... I don't know, it's fucking weird. I know it's a bit of a morbid topic. Yeah, see? Toy Box gets it. I'm sorry, what? You did what? You kept what of your cat in a jar? You might need to clarify. Sorry. Meta, please rephrase. Rephrase. Vase! Ashes! Okay, that's understandable. Like, I'm thinking of, like, if Mitzi were to die, yeah? Like, how would I commemorate her? How would I remember her? Would I keep her ashes? No. But I would keep something of hers to remember her by. I don't think I would keep her ashes. It's just, it's weird. I wouldn't judge people for it, though. But, when you're getting a little weird about the ashes, then, you know, you're starting to get a little weird. I don't know. I think keeping even just the ashes of your pet's corpse in your house, I don't know, that's just weird to me. I don't get it. I get it, but at the same time, I don't. Okay, anyway. May she rest in peace. When did Kara die? When did the ferret die? May she rest in peace. I'm just glad she's not with her abusive family anymore. Hasn't this ferret been dead for a while? Why would you be concerned about a pet's ashes being with an abusive family? No, yes, I am judging Queen getting attached to an ex-friend's ferret's ashes. Yes. Why are you getting attached to a pet's ashes of a friend that you're not even friends with anymore? It's just fucking weird. Ew, Colin. That's degen talk right there. Someone asks... oh yeah, I forgot this part. I'll probably put her next to my dad's ashes. This music in the background. I don't understand why you would put the ferret's ashes on the same level of memoriam, I guess, as your father. I'm assuming biological father. Ashes. It's weird. It's just weird behavior all around. Anyway, someone asks, question, even if his stuff would be considered lost property if he doesn't get it in time, would he still be able to get the ashes? Great music, as always. What's his name again? Oh, Mama Max should hire me to do his music choices for his pieces. Good music, by the way. I know it's none of my business, but frankly, it seems a little harsh to deny someone of that importance. I don't think it was that important to him. If it was important to Jack, he would have brought it with him. You don't just leave shit like that behind if it actually has special, like, value to you. It's almost like getting attached to sand. Like, she didn't even meet that ferret when they were alive. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. It's weird. If it sounds like someone with zero social skills and zero anything to have sentimental value for, desperately clinging onto something. Desperately clinging onto something to, like, have as some sort of emotional anchor in their life. I feel like I did this a lot when I was, like, a little autistic kid. I'd get sentimentally attached to random things, not because I actually had any feelings about it, but just because I felt like that was the thing that you were supposed to do. Like, I would get sentimental about... Oh, fuck. I can't even think of a good example. I kind of would just choose things and be like, I'm gonna be sentimental about you now. Because that's what you know, people are supposed to have things that they're sentimental about. I felt like I just kind of did it because that's what you did, you know? I feel like Queen's kind of doing the same thing here. It's just wildly inappropriate. You're choosing the wrong things. At this point, I don't care if it seems rude. If Kara was so important to him, he should have immediately asked for her or something. You know? I mean, I kind of agree with her here. My dog was also put into a box when he was cremated. Before or after? It's important to know. I don't know if I'd want to be cremated. I always have that fear that I might still be alive when they put me into the fire. I think everyone has that fear. He asked for all his stuff back, so I couldn't keep Kara's ashes, technically. What do you mean, technically? Keeping Kara's ashes is odd, thank you, reasonable person. That's just more my feelings on not wanting her to go back to an abusive family. What the fuck are you think they're gonna do? What the fuck do you think they're gonna do with ashes? Are they going to abuse the ashes? It's just a wish of mine, you get me? No, not at all. Not at all. Okay, but implying that you're hesitant to let Jack have the ashes of his pet is extremely weird to me. Yeah. And you shouldn't have implied that you wanted to keep Kara at all. I don't want her going back to an abusive family. Bro, she's dead. She's literal ashes. Exactly. They're gonna turn Kara into glass. I think if you're being cremated, you'll be dead before then. You don't know. You don't know. It's not like the cremated person can come back and tell you, "Oh yeah, I was still alive actually." They're gonna hit the ashes with a belt if it doesn't answer them. I'm pretty sure. You don't know though. You don't know. There might be that 0.001% chance that you might still be alive. I don't know. There's always, the chance is never 0. Shit, she's waking up. Turn it up. Drown out the screams. Starting to think this bitch is a klepto-degenerate. You know what? You might be onto something. There does seem to be a history of stealing things. This isn't a one-time thing to me. It almost seems like a pattern to me. She gets emotionally attached to things that don't belong to her. Yeah. Refuses to return them and only backs down when she's publicly called out. Sorry, we need to look up the symptoms of kleptomania. We're gonna do some armchair diagnosing here. Also, kleptomania is spelt with a K, not a C. Oh good, it's usually self-diagnosable, so technically we're in the clear. Hey girl, hi! Who are we talking about? We're talking about Izzy, again. The cat thief. It's an impulse control disorder, a disorder that involves problems with emotional or behavioral self-control. If you have an impulse control disorder... Okay, just tell me the symptoms. Inability to resist powerful urges to steal items that you don't need. Feeling increased tension, anxiety, or arousal leading up to the theft? Okay, maybe not that part. Feeling pleasure, relief, or satisfaction while stealing. Okay, I didn't realize it was like a sexual thing. Feeling terrible guilt, remorse, or self-loathing, shame, or fear of arrest after the theft. Well, that's definitely not the case for her. Return of the urges and a repetition of the kleptomania cycle. They don't compulsively steal for personal gain, on a dare, for revenge, or out of rebellion. They steal simply because the urge is so powerful that they can't resist it. Most people steal from public places. Often the stolen items have no value to the person with kleptomania, and the person can afford to buy them. The stolen items are usually stashed away, never to be used. Items may also be donated, given away to family or friends, or even secretly returned to the place from which they were stolen. When should you see a doctor? Probably when you start stealing things, and you can't stop. That's probably a good place to start. No, I don't think she has kleptomania. It seems like more... Here's the way I see it. It seems like Izzy has this mindset where she thinks that she's entitled to do whatever she wants with somebody's... We'll say with somebody's things. Or their belongings. If she feels like they've either wronged her or they've done something bad to sort of revoke their right to have items. Maybe it's her own sense of, like, dealing out justice. I would say that, Metaponia. It just sounds like she doesn't feel like... She doesn't have that much respect towards other people's ownership over things. Cassie, the ferret is dead. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to inform you. The ferret has passed. She more so has a hero complex? I don't... It feels like... Hey, Ren. I don't know if that's Ren or a different Ren. Are you Ren or a different Ren? But... What was I gonna say? Fuck! You guys... You distracted me. It just feels like a sense of entitlement. Ren, as in, Kumo's GF, Ren. I fear I may be a different... Sorry to disappoint. Okay, so just a normal Ren. A regular Ren. Alright, next segment. Greedy behavior. Another situation that Dorothy has recently faced backlash for involves her openly considering... Yes, we covered this one as well. Stealing... 1,200? Regular Ren spotted in the wild. Stealing 1,200 from Jack and posting about it publicly on Twitter. Yes, this is one that we've gone over. Normal Ren. That original post has since been deleted, most likely due to intense backlash she received, yeah. But the damage... That's another example of her just feeling entitled to keep someone else's shit because she feels like... It's not a sense that they owe it to her. I'm not sure what it is. But... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, because I don't feel like I've done a good enough job. Ocean's 14. But yeah, this seems to be a consistent pattern with her. She has no regard for other people's ownership of things. If she feels like... Either if she feels like they're bad people, or if they've wronged her in some way. And I don't think it's a justice thing. I don't think she's trying to be like a vigilante. I don't know exactly what it is. I ain't no psychologist. I consider myself a psychology enthusiast. That does not make me an expert. The damage was already done, people saw it, and many have rightly begun to question her integrity and trustworthiness. She has since returned the money to Jack due to the criticism. But the thing is, she probably wouldn't have if people responded to the post differently. You don't deserve it, so it's mine now. That's kind of just the most basic way you can put it, yeah. But yeah, we already covered this. And she kind of just said, well, I need money for college, so I'm keeping it. And then she ended up not keeping it. But we've already gone over that, so I can skip that. Alright, DMs with Dorothy. If you've stayed and read this far, thank you for that. You're welcome. So polite of you. You're probably wondering why this is relevant to the latte situation. Because it highlights a consistent pattern of hers. She doesn't always act from a place of logic or responsibility, but rather from emotion, impulsiveness, and at times, personal bias. At times, it sounds like the only thing that she does. And the only time she seems to correct course is when she's publicly held accountable and her image is threatened. I think it comes... Okay, I'm coming back to the theft thing again. Because it is a fascinating subject to me. Or at least like a fascinating point of discussion. Why? I think back to my own childhood. I know, crazy, right? I have an example of something that happened to me, more like I happened to other people. But I had neighbors that I would dog sit for, and we were like the top, like we were the kids that would go and check on their dog while they were out of town. And we had access to their garage. We could go feed the dog, let them out, play with her. Her name was Ginger. She was a very sweet dog. And then lock her up for the night back in the garage where her bed was. We could spend as much time there with her as we wanted to, all that jazz. And my family grew up not really having soda in the house. We were a water and milk family. Sometimes juice as a treat, but for the most part, just water and milk. And I didn't drink milk, so just water for me. Yeah, Yapsville! We're back in Yapsville. Anyway, sorry, the story is going somewhere. Don't worry, I promise. But these people that I would dog sit for, my neighbors, they had soda in their garage, just cans of soda. And I thought, well, they're not gonna miss if I have a couple of cans of soda, right? I mean, they have soda all the time, and I never get any, so it's only fair. I was probably like 10 or 11, and like get a Capri Sun as a treat. So while I was there, I'd sneak one or two, drink it, toss it. After a few weeks of this, they caught on, and my mom came to me, and she said, hey, have you been taking soda from their garage? And at first I wanted to be like, no, no. And they were like, well, they notice soda missing whenever they get home. And I finally spilled the beans, and I just felt so bad. And she was like, well, we need to go over there and directly apologize to them. And god damn it, I felt so bad. Like, it's not a big deal in the long run. I think a lot of people would be like, they just take a couple of sodas here and there. It's not a big deal. They watch our dog. But, like, I think most people would be like that, but it's about the principle of it, right? It was a very important lesson I had to learn, that you can't just take things because you feel like you deserve it more, or that you feel entitled to it more than they do. And so it was a very important lesson for me to learn that if you take something, you have to pay the consequences for it. And the consequence was I wasn't going to get paid for that round of dog sitting. And I had to apologize to them. It's tough when you're a kid to apologize to people, especially when you know you're in the wrong. Anyway, the point is I don't think Izzy really got that as a kid. That was my entire point. And I think it leads to this sort of mindset of like, well, I feel entitled to it, why can't I have it? Why can't I have their cat? I would be a better cat owner anyway. I might as well just take the cat. I deserve it more. It should be mine. It's sort of that mentality. Anyway, Yapfest is over. But I think that's where it comes from, is just this overall not learning from a young age that stealing has consequences. Not just material consequences, but emotional consequences as well. Sorry, Yapfest is over. It highlights a consistent behavior, yeah. I'll be sharing screenshots of some DMs between me and Dorothy where I confront her about her recent comments regarding Latte's ownership. At this point, Dorothy seems to genuinely believe that Latte is legally her cat, which she is not. Let's be clear, Cindy has copies of all the legal documentation proving she is Latte's rightful owner. Jack stole the physical papers and we aren't sure of the whereabouts. That's odd. Honestly, Ren, me too. Latte is also microchipped under Cindy's name and address. And to legally transfer ownership in the state of Missouri, you must complete a formal transition of ownership and update the microchip registration information. So why can't they just not take all this to the police? Probably because they botched it so horribly at the beginning, way back in September, where it should have been handled swiftly. But since nobody in that situation knew what the fuck they were doing, it might be a little too late. I mean, too late if Izzy decided to not give the cat back. Apparently she has. I don't know. I don't know yet. I've only heard people speculate or say that. I don't know if that's true. Dorothy's claim that Jack gave her the ownership of the cat, which holds no legal weight, as Jack was never Latte's legal owner. He took both the cat and the ownership papers, which under Missouri law constitutes theft. But by knowingly keeping Latte, Dorothy is in possession of stolen property, a serious legal issue. Yeah, but you know, these things sort of have to be dealt with in a timely manner, or else it kind of just gets kind of tossed out. It ends up becoming a civil case instead of a criminal case. At this point, when does a Google Doc just become redundant and these situations could be easily handled between the people involved and or legal means if required? Yeah. And again, it's not like we're learning anything new, and I doubt we're gonna learn anything new in these screenshots. But it is interesting to see a bit of a peek behind the curtain. Just a small peek. Please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not from the US, but this is what I found through research. I mean, it's about as good as anyone else's research. Because I don't fucking know, and I live here. That seems pretty straightforward, but to avoid confusion, my dates are, it's British time. So this is March 9th, 2025. Hey Izzy, this is Saki. Hey Izzy, I need to discuss something important with you as soon as possible. It's regarding to Latte, and I believe we need to revisit this matter urgently. Please let me know when you are available to talk. At this point, there's so many confusing back and forth, like there's so many verbal... Because at this point, yes, the cat is, like, legally under Cindy's name, but there are so many traceable verbal agreements back and forth about who's keeping the cat and why, and for how long, or indefinitely, that it's gonna be so- it would be so messy to figure out in small claims court. It really would be. I'm gonna skip, stuff with lyrics, because I know that some people, especially people who don't speak English as their first language, it can be confusing. GTA 6 is dropping next year. Wow. Wow. Yeah, but Oblivion Remastered is already here, so like, who gives a fuck, dude? ArcAge 2 is coming out in 2026 as well, and it's gonna be trash! I can't wait! I have a feeling that shit will be dead on arrival. Anyway, hi, I'm at work currently, but I'm on break for about 5 more minutes. What's up? Did I do anything wrong? Always a great way to open up any conversation with anyone. That's definitely not a guilty conscience right there. One of your friends, I'm assuming, well, they're probably not friends, but an associate that you message sometime is like, hey, can we discuss something about the cat? You know, about this agreement that we had, and you're like, did I do something wrong? Did I fuck up? It's like, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. I'm coming to you instead of Cinny, because I can't bear to see or hear it anymore. So I'm coming to you directly without Cinny knowing. Huh? Cinny is very unhappy with the situation. So Cindy's solution to the problem has just been complaining to people, hoping that somebody else will solve the problem for her. Brilliant. Brilliant. I've known people like this. They just sit around and complain until somebody else takes up the mantle for them on their behalf. I'm at work, and I did not dispose of a body on the way here. Yeah, she can't visit Latte as much, but I've been barely home because of school and work, and this was like during there was like some sort of visitation rights with the cat. So fucking awkward, dude. She wants to see her cat, and I understand you being busy or not having the time to let her visit. Around spring break, I should be free, but I cannot just force my schedule to be free just because Cindy wants to see Latte. In parentheses, who's not her cat anymore. Visitation for a cat is kind of weird. Yeah. You either give the cat to them or don't. But comments like, it's not your cat anymore, are foul. She did say, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Oh god, okay, alright, Google. Relax. Relax. There we go. Now we can see them better. There's like some intense lag going on here with Google right now. Yes, because legally it's still her cat, and that's the main thing I'm here for. So I was trying to... I need, like... Space Cat is, Izzy, by the way. So I was trying to correct her as politely as I thought I could. That's my fault for sounding mean. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of them talking around each other. It's gonna be confusing. It's legally her cat, and that's the main thing I'm here for. It's not, though. It's rude. How? There was no need for that comment. Saki, stay with the point of the discussion. We don't need... Is this just gonna be like them autistically explaining to each other how saying it's not your cat is or isn't rude? Oh boy, here we go. Oh, it really is. They're just gonna have a whole derail about this it's not your cat side comment. There was also no need for Cindy to say, my cat, after all this situation then. It was just, I was just trying to tell her that was my fault that it came off rudely. I'm sorry for that. Because you know she still cares about the cat and is very much still her cat. The only reason you're taking care of the cat is because you refuse to retort it, no matter what she would have said back then, and that doesn't sit right with me. Okay? It's not you calling the cat your cat, it's this comment that ticked me off. This one. Again, the parentheses. Who fucking cares? I said she's sadly not your cat anymore. IDK how politely you want me to be, though? That's not what you said, but... That's not... Oh, okay. Where was that? Where was that comment here? That one didn't get screenshot. Is that on a different day? Probably. But in response to probably Cindy saying my cat, Izzy said, your cat? She's sadly not your cat anymore, because if anything, she's my mom's cat now. Yeah, but we're talking about legality, not just, well, I feel like she's my cat now. At this point, let the cat decide who she wants to stay with. Yeah, just have just have Cindy and Izzy both in the same room, on different sides of the room, set the cat in the middle, and see who she goes to. Easy. That's how you settle this. They might as well. That sounds like the best way to solve this dispute. The comment wasn't needed. I'm sorry that you think I'm being rude. I don't care! Move on! Cindy saying this then was not needed either. You think I'll be seeing my cat anytime soon? It's her cat. Oh, it's the same thing. It's her cat. No, it's not. It's my cat. No, it's her cat. Leave the poor mom out of this. It's the mom's fault for raising a daughter like this. Dot. No, she's not. No, she's not. Cindy even said that she gave me her ownership to me too. Oh, kill me. I just want to point out that I watched the recording of the call after this conversation, and there wasn't even a verbal mention of any ownership transfer. Well, I guess we just kind of have to take your word for it, because I don't know what call you're talking about. Calling your dog a traitor is fucking funny. Recoding? Aha, that's funny. I love spelling mistakes. I love them. If Discord was permanently shut down, you'd not have to read any of these screenshots. What a blissful thought. But then I couldn't talk to my friends. You said yourself the only way Cindy could get Latte back is through legal measures, which both of you didn't want. I'm sorry, but she can't take Latte back. This is them just talking over each other again. You need to sign a legal document, and what you said and Jack did was a felony. Huh? What? Theft is a felony? What? Yeah, guys, if you keep trying to deny that it was someone else's property, you can just get away with theft. I hope you are aware of that. We're all the way in March at this point, and she still can't comprehend that what she did was theft? Crazy. Cindy breaking into Izzy's house to steal the cat back while this discussion. That's what she should have done from the beginning. That's what I would have done. I would have moved hell. I would have moved heaven and earth to get my cat back if someone stole it. I talked to the city prosecutor, and what he said was final. Okay. Are you sure the city prosecutor wasn't just giving his opinion in case something went legal? Which one came first? 33, 32, 30... Okay, this one. It is stated that to transfer ownership in the state of Missouri, you need to sign a formula. Sorry, I shouldn't. This person's English is probably like her second language, so I won't shit on it too much, but it's funny. I'm sorry, but that whole situation is over now, and Cindy even said that I would have this cat. Because she had no choice. Okay, so Saki is sort of acknowledging here that there was some form of verbal agreement between Cindy and Izzy. If there is verbal agreement of Cindy acknowledging that Izzy can have the cat, maybe with some stipulations here and there, like as long as I can visit the cat, whatever, that would actually be able to hold up in court, potentially. Maybe a little behind, but is the latte cat in question the same one Cindy was talking about in the recorded clip? Yes, it's the same one. So I don't know, Saki. You guys might... I mean, assuming that the cat isn't already in Cindy's possession already, but... yeah. If this were go to court, Izzy could just present proof that they had some form of verbal agreement in writing, even if it's not a contract saying that you can have the cat. Yeah, technically it would still be under Cindy's ownership, but there is still some form of verbal agreement that, you know, Izzy could have the cat. Like, with things like furniture, I mean, I watch a lot of Judge Judy, okay, so I know what I'm talking about, clearly. But as far as when it comes to like small court issues like this, even when it comes to things like furniture, electronics, if there is any form of tangible verbal agreement that you are giving something to someone else, it becomes theirs, even if it's not a formal legal document. It could be a text message, you know, or both parties agreeing, well, yeah, I said that they could have this thing, but we never got it in writing. That is still a verbal agreement. Judge Booty, my queen. When are we getting when are we getting Judy Enlaa? When are we watching Judge Judy on stream, guys? But here's the thing, Ren. She should have gotten that legal intervention way back in September. Instead, Cindy was so hellbent on trying to clear her name on the internet first, instead of trying to get her cat back, which should have been her #1 priority, and it wasn't. The fact that this has been drawn out for this long would make any judge be like, okay, this is ridiculous. Figure it out between you guys. This is no longer like a criminal thing. You jest, but there's full episodes of Judge Judy for free on YouTube. Oh, I know. I know. How do you think I watch so much Judge Judy? Nah, I know. I wouldn't actually be able to do it, guys. Okay, technically that is the #1 priority, Hornetbot, but the second priority would be, a close second priority would be the cat, and it wasn't. When it comes to things like theft, especially theft of a pet, it needs to be handled swiftly. Like, the longer you let it drag out, the more likely it is that a court is just gonna side with the person that took the pet at that point. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Alright, I am not a legal professional, okay? I could be totally wrong. Cindy is still trying to make a comeback on YouTube. Can the Cindy drama just die already? Yeah, this is more about Izzy at this point than it is about Cindy or Birdie. The only reason I'm covering this is because I find the cycle to be funny. Because I called this. I called this months ago that somebody was gonna make some form of call-out doc on Izzy because the cycle just continues. That is part of the call-out conga line. Alright, here, just real quick. It's not so much of a cycle as it is just a linear line, alright? Someone calls somebody out, and then another person comes along and calls that person out who just called a different person out. And then another person comes along and calls out the next person. And then another person comes out and calls out the next person. That's how the conga line works. When you engross yourself in call-out culture, you are gonna get called out. When you are the kind of person that makes it big because you called out somebody else, it's gonna happen to you. Now, there are plenty of people that make a reasonable call-out post, if that even is a thing anymore, and then they just disappear into the ether. But there are some people, like Izzy, who stick around and make a big spectacle out of it, and make it sort of their thing. It becomes what they're known for. Hi, I'm Izzy. I'm the person who's known for calling out Cinny Bear and stealing her cat, and then I called out Jack. You know, when it becomes what you're known for, it's gonna happen to you. Because you've engrossed yourself into that culture. That is what happens in call-out culture. Somebody needs to be called out, and that somebody is gonna be you. The medical term is called being an attention whore. You're not wrong. Yeah, that's one thing that... If I could have one standing message, like notification on Discord, I can't stand that. I have to mute all pings in all servers. It drives me nuts. Not for these people. They always have like 100+ notifications for some reason. Weird. Weirdos. Weirdo behavior. Because she had no choice, I could always ask her to sign paperwork or something. You didn't want to return it, no matter what we would have said. Yeah, exactly. You said it yourself. You are putting your personal feelings in it, just like with Kara's ashes. What? Yeah, and I'm returning Kara's ashes, but only after it got backlash, but whatever. What's that comment supposed to mean? 'Cause those are Jack's. If he can pay for the whole shipping situation, but that's but wasn't the cat also technically Jack's? Wait a minute. So why aren't you returning the cat to Jack? Wasn't the whole justification of you stealing Latte in the first place is because you bought this cat for Jack? You bought this cat for Jack! The cat belongs to Jack. It's Jack's cat. Right? So, what's your justification for not giving the cat to Jack? Oh, because you don't personally think, you don't feel like Jack is responsible enough to own a cat. He's not. But still, it's again, just Izzy finding a personal justification for something because she feels entitled to it more than the person who actually owns it, or who she thought owned the cat. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Ren. It's crazy. The fact that, and I apologize for that comment, okay? But it doesn't change the fact that you did try to keep someone's pet's ashes just because you felt like it. It's the fact that you thought of it, that you thought that it was okay. Did you not see me apologize for that? I'm sorry about that comment. This is a bit of the real Izzy coming out. Like, I already said I was sorry. Get over it. Yeah, but the issue is that you thought it was okay at all to begin with. It's a consistent pattern for you. Didn't Kara pass away in like 2020 or something? Why are we passing around a half a decade old ashes like the common cold? It's a bit nutso, isn't it? I did. My point is how you thought that was okay in the first place. Crying, weeping cat emoji. Don't know why. But it's really not that big of a deal for a simple comment, though. But I'm sorry for that still. It's not that big of a deal, but again, guys, I am very sorry. This is kind of... It's very telling for Izzy, because on Twitter, she'll be like, I am deeply sorry for this. I understand the ramifications of my actions, and I take responsibility. Thank you so much for calling me out. And then behind the scenes, she's like, it's not that big of a deal, guys. Did you not see me apologize? Move on already. It shows you what her true mentality about it really is. Alright, I'm making sure I'm still reading these in order. I know you believe in the afterlife, but your belief sadly has no say in something like that? Huh? This is still part of the... This is weird. That's a weird thing to bring up. Hey lol, how's it going? I was emotional because Jack called the cops on me. Huh? Is Izzy saying that the reason why she got emotional over the ferret's ashes and became sentimentally attached to them is because Jack called the cops on her? Oh, I'm so confused. He did? Yeah, he did. And the cops called me. Luckily, they didn't show up in person, but they called me. And I was really emotional over that, so I made that whole threat. She really is saying, Jack called the cops on me, I got emotional, and that made me emotionally attached to the ferret's ashes. Off topic, but I'm eating fries and they are so good. I know that feeling. McDonald's fries are so bad for you, but they're so good, you know what I mean? Danganronpa. I gotta be careful about playing Danganronpa on stream, because sometimes that shit, they're like, no, we gotta take that shit down. That just means I gotta talk more. Still, that was my fault for thinking that, but I was really emotional, again, just like, well, I felt like I was entitled to it, but my feelings. But I definitely need to sometimes simmer down and calm down. Yeah, both of those things. So I'm gonna try and learn from my stupid mistakes. Yeah, but we're still here, man. We're still here. And, like, she says this back in March. When did the money thing happen again? When did the $1,200 thing happen? Was that before this or after this? Because she's definitely not learning from her mistakes. So I'm just saying, hypothetically, what would you do if Cindy were to get the police involved? She can make a theft report. Might be a little late for that, but... They're talking so much but saying so little. I know. I kind of expected this going in. She already did that, remember? And the thing is, even outside of that, you're not fully out of the picture. For felony. Accessory to the crime for accepting the cat knowing it was taken under false pretenses. Good Googling, Saki. Even if the cat is yours now, as you claim, it doesn't change the fact on how it was taken. If something was settled, technically, between Cindy and Izzy, technically it's settled. I don't know. If somebody takes something from you, you guys have a bit of an argument about it, and then you say, fine, have the item. You can't just then go to the police and then charge them for theft after you've already agreed that they can keep it. Can you? I don't think you can. So I feel like cops would look at a situation like that and be like, well, you did technically say that she can have it. That's you giving your consent. Doesn't that kind of make the theft null and void at that point? Bruh, just steal the fucking cat back. This seems so exhausting. Honestly, we've been saying that since the beginning. She didn't want to do that. She didn't want to just take the cat back. Alright. What? You think Cindy... Oh, right. I didn't read this part. We returned everything back that she had legal ownership of. And with Latte, the city prosecutor said it was the civil courts. That doesn't make it legally yours, dumbass. That's just one legal representative's opinion on a case he probably has zero context for. Did this prosecutor know that you took the cat without Cindy's consent in the first place? Did you explain that to the prosecutor, or did you just say, yeah, There was an agreement for me to take the cat, and now they want it back. Of course, if you give them that kind of context, the prosecutor's gonna say that they don't have a case, right? Or something along those lines. It's like telling your therapist only half of what you did, and then expecting them, and then like them just being like, oh yeah, you're fine, because you didn't tell them that you tried to murder somebody. That's that sort of shit, you know? It's like when Cindy goes to her therapist, doesn't tell the therapist that she tried to groom a kid, and then being like, well, you didn't groom anybody. They only give you their opinion based on what you inform them of. So I'm doubting if Izzy's told the prosecutor the whole truth for him to give this opinion. All I hear in these conversations with this person is I, me, myself, when, like, it's not about you. You stole shit from others and are refusing to return it. It's really not about them, goddammit. It's really not... Yeah. Yeah. If Cindy wants to take this to civil court, she can, and I will fight it. She really didn't have a choice. She knew she couldn't go the legal route because lawyers are expensive and you said you wouldn't return it even if she made good arguments. Saki, I think you're also getting really emotional. Ah, okay. It doesn't sound like she's getting emotional. It just sounds like you want to back out of this discussion. I'm sorry, could we re-talk this again when we're both calmed down? I mean, if you you're being really unhinged right now. Maybe you should, like, take a break. Says the person that... Yeah, says the person that does everything in her life based on her feelings. I mean, if you still want to keep talking, I can, but I don't know what good will come out of it. Sorry if I sound rude. Cindy, I just wanted to see her cat in any way... Cindy just wanted to see her cat in any way possible, and that was the only way she could do or afford something. I don't know. Because, also, I gotta go back to work, too. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, how long did this conversation last? At the beginning... Let me see. At 8:22, she said that she was on break for another 5 more minutes. And then that was at 18:22, sorry, not 8:22. And then she says, I gotta go back to work at 18:39, which is about 17 minutes later? It's a long 5-minute break. I don't know. Is my math correct on that? Guys, I have dyscalculia, alright? I'm bad with numbers. I'm self-diagnosing myself with dyscalculia or whatever you fucking call it. I don't even know how you pronounce it. It's dyslexia, but with numbers. All I know is that it's more than 5 minutes. Good point. No, the thing is, I am calm. I never liked how things were handled. Because from our point of view, Cindy wasn't given a choice, and you kept the cat to spite her and Jack. Yeah, very true. 5 minutes, but if you count it really slow. Do you think her coworkers were like, not Cindy, Izzy, you have to come back to work, and Izzy was like, no, I'm having a Discord argument right now. Can you give me like 10 more minutes, please? I don't want to throw shit in the room that's not true, but almost looked like you manipulated Cindy into this result. I mean, it's really not hard to manipulate Cindy into anything, let's be honest. She couldn't go to court, she couldn't afford a lawyer, you weren't gonna return the cat no matter what, which is just shitty of you, it is, because it's literally her cat, and it just sounded like you wanted to keep, like, there's no other way they can explain to Izzy, this cat is legally under Cindy's name in every sense of the word. The documentation, the microchip, everything, it's under Cindy's name. It is her cat, and she's just like... Not... Well, I mean, like, if you think about it, it feels like it's more like my mom's cat, if anything. If the cat belongs to anyone, I feel like it'd be like my mom's cat. You know what I mean? I'm gonna respond to you soon. Sorry, I'm pretty busy with homework and packing stuff up. This person's trying to have like a very like, dude, we are getting serious right now. You stole something from her. That is a felony. And she's just like, oh my god, I am so swamped with work. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye, bestie! It's like, oh, that knock on the door scared me. That person outside just heard me, like, using the dumbest voice, dude. Sorry, I had groceries arriving, so... I'll have to take care of that in a second. We'll finish these up, though, and then go on a quick break. But yeah, it's just this whole feigned pleasantry and politeness that she does. It's all masking for how she really feels. It's just another example of a person putting on this cute and sweet facade to really mask how they're actually feeling in every situation. Okay, sorry for the long wait, but I got busy with either school, work, or just life in general. So you don't know what you got busy with? And then just kept forgetting to respond, so finally I have a response. I never manipulated Cindy into agreeing. She said, you know, when she gets down to business, she's not using emojis or cutesy language anymore. I never manipulated Cindy into agreeing. She said she would transfer ownership, and I gave my reasons as why I won't give Latte back. And I think you were there for them. Remember that long call? Anyway, my reasons for why I think Cindy shouldn't get Latte back is, again, it's just like, well, just based on my own personal opinion, this is why I don't think she should have the cat back. Even though it was laid out to her in the most basic language possible, that this cat legally belongs to Cindy. I don't think that she should have a second animal. Oh my god. We're gonna get Izzy's opinion. Personal opinion on why the law doesn't apply to her. Okay. This ought to be good. Top 10 reasons why Cindy shouldn't get Latte back. Number 1. Number 10. I don't think she should have a second animal. Either cat, dog, bird, etc. Not even a bug? Especially if she's already struggling with money. Ah, yeah. The financial analyst comes in. Even though, you know, Cindy was doing perfectly fine with 2 pets and a jack. She was barely holding afloat with 2 cats and a jack in tow. So, if you think about it logically, minus the jack, I'd say she does pretty well. Cindy was fine with a freeloader. What do you mean? Yeah, exactly. If she was barely staying afloat, even with a big-ass freeloader on her property, I think she'll be fine financially taking care of 2 cats. Yeah, oh, 2 cats and a birdie. That would be just unfortunate for the animal's sake. You know what's also unfortunate for the animal's sake? Stealing them from their established home and their established owner who they are already comfortable with and plopping them into an unfamiliar environment potentially multiple times. And also, don't think we forgot about that little call you had with Jack about, oh yeah, we might have to steal the other cat and just drop it off in a shelter. Yeah, I think that's also unfortunate for an animal's sake, is to steal them from their established home that they are comfortable in and dropping them off in some random animal shelter. I think that would also be unfortunate for the animal's sake. But hey, what do I know? Especially if she doesn't have a backup plan by the time her lease is over. Okay? Based on what? Are you just making these assumptions out of thin air? She's finally stepping up from... it seems fine... She seems fine with Baby. I assume that's stupid. Baby has another name now. So that's good at least. She's finally stepping up from last I recall. So then why are you making this shit up? If she's doing fine now, financially and mentally, then what is your reasoning? You're just making this shit up then. But before she stepped up, there was an issue with her cleaning between her and Jack. Probably because she was living with a whole-ass, mentally unstable freeloader in her house. That might have had something to do with it. Don't know. Just a hunch. I mean, did you... What would, like, Izzy, you were complaining about, Jack leaving your place a mess. What's your excuse? I forgot about the shelter arc Stupid was about to have. God, could you imagine? What's happening? More Birdie drama. Birdie side drama, honestly. But before she stepped up, there was an issue with cleaning between her and Jack. I remember going to her and Jack's apartment and always having to cover my nose because the house would stink whenever I was hanging out with them at their apartment, and you thought it'd be a great idea to have one of the people responsible for that move into your home. Without your parents' permission, by the way. So let me get this straight. These cats were in a bad home environment because people's depression made it so they didn't clean the cat box right away. Yeah, that obviously it was just the most atrocious. It was basically a cat hoarder's house at that point. I mean, let's be honest. Obviously, she had to steal the cat. It was for the cat's own good that she potentially steal it and throw it into a shelter. Even during Cindy's grooming situation with Enno, the house was still a mess. Maybe it's because there was a scandal going on, and maybe, just maybe, that was stressing Cindy out a little bit. I feel like somebody would fall behind on cleaning. What's Birdie's fucking excuse for everything to be so dirty? I mean, Birdie was probably doing fine, right? No? Yeah, everyone struggles with that when they're depressed. I struggle with it when I go through a depression spike. I don't always keep the house spotless. Alright? Mitzi's litter box isn't cleaned every single day when that happens. I'm blessed to have a cat make your cat fall over and die. F. What are you guys saying F for? What, are you judging me? Are you judging me? Oh, guys, I'm gonna get my cat taken away! Oh, refresh? Oh, did something happen? Stream died for a second? Well, it's not something that happened on my end. It must have been a YouTube issue, because I don't have any dropped frames on my end. Let me see. Yeah, no, I'm good on my end, so it must have been a YouTube issue. It's not! It's literally not. The stream is dying from cringe. Yeah, we gotta get through these, so I can take a quick break. Litter box was pretty full with a lot of poop, and the floor was messy with kitty litter all over the front. Yeah, well, it takes two to tango with that sort of thing. Also, some people just have messy cats. Thankfully, I don't. Mitzi is a very clean cat. Very polite cat. I don't think Mitzi's ever peed on anything outside of the litter box. She's a good cat. Unless all of us have shitty internet. I even have a video from that time. Oh, I'm so glad you have video proof of the litter box being a little bit messy, bitch. Yeah, that's total justification as to why you need to steal somebody's cat. While Jack is a huge part of the blame for why the house was so messy, Cindy did share an apartment with him, so she also shoulders some of the blame with the house upkeep. Then what is your excuse? Because you were also Jack's roommate for a little bit, you dumbass! The fuck's your problem? So does this mean that you are also a bad cat owner? Should someone steal latte from you? Miss, why are you filming my cat's litter box? Did Izzy just forget that whole arc? I'm not gonna lie, I don't trust any of these weirdos with a litter box. I can only hope that ever since the big clean Cindy did a few months ago, I hope she's been keeping... It's not your fucking business. It's not your business. Even if it's not... Even if the cleaning isn't spotless, even if it's cluttered, even if the house is a little messy, that's fine for a cat. There are lots of other situations that cats have been in where the house is absolutely, like, rotting. Those are situations where, yeah, a cat can't live in those environments. Have you ever seen like cat extractions from a hoarder's house? Hang on a second. Brief intermission. Why not? I'm gonna show you guys what an actual bad environment looks like for a cat. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Okay, hold on. Okay. I know it, guys, it's cropped weird. Sorry. There, that fixes it. No, well that looks like shit. Guys, ignore the piano music.
Video, or how
Whatever.
to best describe the conditions these cats and kittens were living in, a miserable environment. They were covered in fleas and they all required vet attention. This house and this life is all they've ever known. This is where they felt safe. So when scary humans entered their territory to catch them and take them away, it was never going to be an easy task. I also wanted you to know that this is the way it had to be done.
We'll skip ahead a little bit.
We're gonna put Frontline on our little friend here.
It's a Lio house tour! Shut up. He said it, not me.
Don't anybody do anything. Just let him chill out for a second.
Nice.
Live footage of Izzy and Jack taking the cats from Cindy's house. According to Izzy.
It's okay. It's okay. You're okay.
You're making my blood pressure go up. Calm down.
I'm trying to find a... Jesus Christ. That's why they called him stupid.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's okay, buddy. Don't. Okay, buddy. Talk to him, Dad, so he looks away from me. Okay.
Got him.
Not sure how many more to go. It's okay. It's okay.
And this is like after they cleaned out the house.
It's a good thing. We'll get you out. Get you help.
We didn't think that was gonna go easily, did we?
Little black kitten.
Like, these are actual conditions where a cat needs to be saved from a home. A house or an apartment being a little bit cluttered is not gonna hurt a cat. It's stuff like this. Like, look at this. Look at this really, like, nasty... And this is probably after, again, this is after they cleaned out all of the hoarded stuff. Hoarded stuff. Okay? Imagine how packed it was in here. With all this mold and bugs. And probably cat piss and cat poop. Like, I'm not saying it has to be this bad to rescue a cat, but yeah, it has to be this bad. Where the cats are actually getting physically ill, noticeably sick, noticeably injured, and they have bugs on them and infections. I'm pretty sure Cindy's house or Cindy's apartment was not in that condition. Like, she's really trying to justify taking someone's cat. Alright, if you guys will excuse me... I have to go grab some things from the front door, so I'll be back. I'll put on some music. You guys chill for a second, okay?
切なくて張り裂けそうな胸覗き出すこの体ミステリアスな染めたあなたに見せられて欲望が暴れ出す儚くて届かない真実のストーリー私は愛の虜首筋にキスをするあなたの横顔をこの胸に焼き付ける My heart
Okay. We're back. Went and grabbed myself a snack real quick as well. Bit of a turkey. What was it? Bacon and chicken? Some bacon and deli chicken? Mmm. Protein. Okay. Right back to it. Ugh, back to this shit. Anyway, Izzy ends off this... Oh wait, there's more to it. But she's ending off this little segment by saying, like, oh, I'd have to go and inspect her house before deciding to legally give her back the cat that I stole from her. Like, bitch. No. That's not how this works. Again, it is this deep-seated sense of entitlement she has to things that don't belong to her. Yeah, I didn't realize Izzy was the HOA. Anyway, oh look, oh, evidence, video evidence of the litter box being dirty. Oh no! Well, guys, it's an open and shut case. Anyway, going back to what you said about the lawyer stuff, IDK if Cindy could afford a lawyer or not. Because small claims court doesn't need a lawyer, and even if she won, she'd only get monetary value back, and not the cat. I remember asking the counter desks at the office. Oh yeah, because the receptionist will know if you're gonna win a case or not. I told Sid, yeah, guys. The receptionist at the front desk of the courthouse told me that I would totally win this case. So don't even try. Don't even try to file a lawsuit. I told Cindy that if she were to go to small claims court, I would fight her in the court. Not physically, but, you know, I like how she has to specify. That's what she said. That's what she said. Dorothy is fully aware that if Cindy goes to small claims court, she would only get the money back, but not the cat. Well, according to you guys, which you're all retards, so who's to say? I don't think anybody with a brain has even tried to attempt to get this cat back. The receptionist speedran getting a crazy bitch out of the court. She'd lose? I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's kinda... It's honestly 50-50 at this point. It goes on. Cindy... This is, Izzy saying this. Oh wait, I'm gonna skip this song. Sorry. I know everybody loves the Goofy movie, but not today. Cindy was the one who decided against going to small claims court because Cindy is a retarded pussy who just can't handle conflict. And at this point, if she did try to go, I think it's too late. Kind of, maybe. I don't know. Plus, she already gave me her side of the ownership of Latte. I mean, not legally, but there might be... It seems like there is some kind of verbal agreement. Manipulated or otherwise, it would still count, in my opinion. She had a choice on this, and this was her choice. Nice. She had a choice on this, and this was her choice. Plus, Cindy didn't even have that much of any good arguments to get Latte back, other than she bought the cat. I mean, there's only one argument that really matters, and that she legally owns the cat! You dumbass! I don't think that was a very good argument, though. Ma'am, you have violated the law. You murdered this person. That is against the law. You have to go to jail. I don't know. That doesn't sound like a very good argument to me. I think I'm just gonna keep walking free now, officer. That is the biggest argument you could give. The only argument she really gave is that she legally owns the cat in every sense of the word possible, but like, I don't really consider that as a... I don't think she ate. Honestly, the vibes were off. We're talking about, like, initial stuff. If there really is a verbal agreement between them that Izzy could have the cat, that would actually hold up a bit better in court. But again, I'm not a professional. And I haven't seen any actual verbal agreement between the two. Other than he said, she said. Can't play this song. She's not going to him at all. Again, this is just based on Izzy's feelings on the matter, not about any actual ownership. Like, Jack is somebody that Izzy has even acknowledged that she believes has ownership rights over this cat. Remember? In the argument between Izzy and Cindy, she was like, you bought this cat for Jack. That means that this cat belongs to Jack. And now she's sitting here being like, well, I don't think Jack really deserves to have the cat. I don't think... So it's my cat now. It's gonna be mine now. Because I don't think Jack deserves the cat that even I have acknowledged that Jack owns. So, you're not gonna have it. So it's mine now. Again, just more entitlement from Izzy. Your Honor, the prosecution's vibes are rancid. While I already said this earlier in the text, I'll kinda repeat myself. I think Cindy should just focus on her life and babies. I think she should just move on from the fact that I stole her cat in broad daylight. And also threatened to put her other cat in a shelter without her consent, but I think she should just get over it. She needs to take care of herself. She doesn't need to worry about the things that I did wrong. Why doesn't she just focus on her own life? Ma'am, you murdered my husband. Well, why not? I feel like you just need to really focus on yourself right now. I don't think you need to worry about what I did, okay? I think that's just That's just ruining your vibes. I think that's just not really good for your mental, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Having a second cat would be more costly, more cleaning required, checkups, etc. So that's why I think she should just stick with baby and herself for the meantime. Don't you have multiple cats? Wait a minute, wait. Doesn't Izzy have multiple cats? It's easy for Izzy to say all this stuff because she lives with her parents. And I think Izzy also gets disability on the side. So it's like... Are you focused on yourself right now? You're still living with your parents on disability, not really doing anything with your life. This is the biggest thing that's ever happened in your fucking life, Izzy. Speak for yourself. She also has a dog. Sheesh. Izzy, do you really think it's appropriate for a cat to be around a dog all day? I don't think that's very good for the cat's sake. Yeah, this... Oh no, she... No. She went on... Like, this is a couple of days later after their conversation. So this is Izzy's entire justification a few days after the conversation they had. Also... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure I've... Anyway, that's really just it. It's not, because there's a whole nother page. Oh wait, no, there's still... Fuck. Where do we leave off? Shit. Oh, here. Although I could see the counter-argument being, well, when Cindy is able to care for 2 cats, why not just give her back to Latte? And I want to say... If she's attached to Latte, why can't I be too? How come I can't own your cat? That's a little unfair, isn't it? Oh my god, this fucking bitch. Hey, listen, I'm not mad on Cindy's behalf. I'm not out here feeling bad for Cindy, okay? I feel bad. It's the overall principle of the fact, and the fact that a cat was stolen from their home and moved all around the place. Just for this person's sense of spite and entitlement. It's the cat that I feel bad for in this case, not Cindy. And the overall principle of the fact that somebody is so entitled that they're like, it's actually unfair that I can't connect to your cat. Like, I'll give you, Villa loves Mitzi. Villa has admitted that she is, as a joke, parasocially attached to Mitzi. We both love Mitzi. That does not mean that Villa would be entitled to ownership of my cat. This is, again, is her mindset of, I want it, therefore I deserve to have it. Does she want a polyamorous ownership over a cat? The fuck? You know what Izzy reminds me of? There was a case a woman took someone's dog from someone's backyard because it wasn't fair the dog was outside. Yeah. It's just so... It's such entitlement. Holy fuck. What kind of argument is that? That is some backwards-ass logic. I know that's extremely selfish, but I just want to say this. It would also be selfish on Cindy if she asks for Latte back, as she's already extremely settled into my mom's house. Well, whose fucking fault is that? You didn't take that into consideration when you stole the cat? What? So what if I kidnapped your child 3 months ago and you only just discovered her living at my house? It would be selfish of you to take the child back now, because she's already used to living with me in captivity. I've already conditioned her to live with me. You can't just take the child back just because she is your child and I kidnapped her from your house. That would actually be selfish of you, if we really want to think about it. This is such bullshit. Oh my god, the more we read, the worse it gets. Yeah, it is so manipulative. I mean, obviously it worked, because Cindy's a dumbass. But we're smarter than that, I hope. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, she answers it for us. Listen to this. And I can see a rebuttal to my rebuttal being, well then, why did you remove Latte from Cindy's apartment in the first place? My response to that is already indirectly said, but my response, 1, because of Jack. That's not a good answer. And 2, she's currently not in a position to currently care for 2 cats. But you said earlier in this same post that Cindy's stepping up. She's on the up and up. She's doing good. She's fine with babies. She's doing great. And you said before she stepped up, things were bad, implying that they're not bad anymore. But now, your justification later in the paragraph is, well, it's still bad because I feel like it is. And you've even admitted yourself that you haven't even seen the condition of the house for months. So how do you even know that it's a bad condition? How do you even know? Alright, Distression, let's hear your counter-argument. And that can go in a circle, so I'll go on from here. Counterpoint, my mom also likes Latte, so I think I'm entitled to keep her. Are you the cat living conditions inspector? Then your mom is also a dumb bitch. I don't blame... Okay, I blame the mom for raising Izzy. But I don't... Listen, the mom didn't even want Jack in her house in the first place. Why are we sitting here? Why is Izzy considering the feelings of her mom about the cat now? She didn't consider her mom's feelings when she brought Jack into her mom's home in the first place. She was even making jokes about how the mom is not going to be happy with it. And she completely disregarded her feelings on that. So why the fuck do you give a shit now about what your mom thinks about the cat? Oh, I ain't giving a counter-argument because this is too stupid. Well, I can see the parents just being like, you know what? Izzy's an adult. This is Izzy's problem. I guess. I don't know. I would have kicked Izzy out over all this. Would have been like, get the fuck out. To go take care of yourself. It's amazing that Izzy is putting so much high expectation on Cinny. Even though Cinny lives in her own place, alone, seems perfectly able to do so, is taking care of a cat on top of that, and has a job, while Izzy is living with her parents, also has a job, and is also on disability. Izzy, why aren't you going out and living in your own apartment? And then you can show us how easy it is to take care of multiple pets and be in a perfect mental state at all times. To be able to care for that cat. And if you slip up just even one time in cleaning anything for the cat, you're gonna get your cats taken away, okay? It should be easy. It's so easy, right? Why aren't you doing it then? Stupid bitch. Huh? Wait, I just read ahead a little bit. Wait, I'm not alone in liking Latte, because my mom is also extremely attached to Latte too. Actually, I was about to give Latte up for adoption on a pet site, because at first I didn't want a third cat. So she doesn't even want the cat! I was just gonna give it up for adoption anyway. I just don't want Cinny to have it. Because what? Because why, Izzy? Is it because then you would be in the wrong? You would be seen as in the wrong? Is it because you would have to concede on the fact that you stole somebody's cat and you just can't handle that? Yeah, it's just pettiness. So why are you in a position to own 3 cats when you suckle off your mom's titty, you live in their home, you get disability, you get so many freebies that Cinny, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have at her disposal, and you're like, oh, why can't Cinny just pull herself up from her bootstraps and just get, you know, become a better person? And look, none of this is about Cinny's grooming situation, okay? I want to make that very clear. This is isolated from that entirely in my mind, alright? I want to make that clear. Alright? Before anyone's like, oh my god, she's defending Cinny. No, I'm defending the cat. I want to make that very clear. But my mom said that Latte should stay with us and not move around because she doesn't deserve that. Well, maybe you guys should have thought of that before stealing the cat in the first place. And that she seemed abused from her old life. My mom's words, not mine. Based on what? Based on the things that you've told your mom? So what does your mom know about the situation? Your mom only knows what you tell her. And if you're telling her, if you're convincing her to take this cat in the first place by saying, well, the cat was abused, then of course she's gonna think that it's better for the cat to stay with them. Because you fed her false information about the cat's condition. This just screams privileged white bitch, dude. I can't believe Enlaa is standing Cinny. Oh my god, we have another Cinny simp. Look out! It's not about me liking Cinny, it's about me hating Izzy. I hate this person. It's just awful bitch behavior, like no wonder you were friends with Jack. They stopped becoming friends because Jack inconvenienced her. It was only after Izzy realized from first-hand experience that, oh my god, Jack is actually an awful roommate. That's when Jack became an awful person in Izzy's mind. We know the cat is being taken care of by just the mom. That's a good point. Is Izzy even taking care of the 3 cats and this dog? Or is it the parents? You have so many freebies, Izzy. You're living in your parents' house, probably rent-free. You have a job, probably a cushy job that you don't have to work a 9 to 5 every day of the week. And you have disability on top of that. And you have your parents probably doing all of the work to care for the pets that you have. That you claim ownership for. And then Izzy tried to steal $1,200 from Jack. You have a pattern. You're a leech yourself. The only reason you hate Jack is because Jack out-leeched you. Maybe you can come back and judge Cinny Bear's living situation when you've rented your own apartment, lived in it yourself with 2 cats, and have a job and not be on disability, and then you can be a judge of Cinny's living situation. And I'm saying this because Izzy thinks that she's so much of a good judge of Cinny Bear's living situation that she thinks that she's entitled to take Cinny Bear's cat away and essentially hold the cat hostage until she determines that Cinny is living a better home life. Based on really arbitrary standards that Izzy herself doesn't even have to live up to. Oh my god. I was pretty indifferent about Izzy, but the more of her shit that I read, the more I hate this bitch, man. And listen, I get disability too. Right now, I'm working a pretty comfortable part-time job. I only work 3 days out of the week for like 4 hours. I have a pretty good part-time job right now, and I get disability on the side, and my parents help pay for my apartment. I'm living pretty cozy right now. I'm not going out here trying to tell other people how to, like... I'm not going out here thinking that I'm entitled to other people's things because I don't think that they're living, like, a good lifestyle. I know my place, okay? Izzy is like... I don't know, she's got it in her head that she's earned all of this. But you haven't. Izzy somehow feels like the worst between Cindy and Jack. Oh no, Cindy and Jack are worse. In terms of, like, things that they've done to kids, I guess. Because categorically that is worse. But personality-wise... Oh, you did specify personality-wise. But personality-wise, I feel like... Izzy is a person that, like, that feels so much more hateable. Yikes. I'm glad you're able to find a comfy part-time job. Yeah, the only thing is that the job doesn't actually really pay for anything. I explained this in my last stream, but because of the way that disability is set up, technically I'm working volunteer hours. I'm not actually getting paid. Technically. I am getting paid, but it gets taken out of my SSI, so it's like I'm not getting paid. I don't know, it's complicated. But hey, it gets me out of the house. That's why I took it. Where was I here? Okay, so this is Saki responding. Oh my god. Okay, do we even really care about Saki's response? Does it come with a rebuttal? Oh, what's this? I almost forgot. Here are the adoption papers for Latte. You can clearly see out Cindy's full name and her signature on them, not Jack's. Alright, let's zoom in. Guys, bear with me. Well, it's hard to know because it does say Cynthia here. Squeeze in a little bit further. I can't. I feel that. I've been on unemployment for a few months and job hunting. Shit sucks, but hopefully I'll get a job planting trees soon. Oh. Why are people talking about the mod thing again? Enlaa professional mod. What? I don't mod for anybody. Yeah, getting your money from the government shouldn't be as hard as it is. I understand why they make it like that. It's so people who don't need it don't leech. I get it. But yeah. It's really tough. The adopter described as... Oh my... Guys, this is hard to read. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring this over to my main monitor. Be able to read it easier. November 30th, 2023, Missouri, Cynthia Blank. So those are her initials, ST, ST, ST. As the adopter of the pet described as top chef. I agree to my newly adopted pet to a veterinarian within 2 weeks of this adoption. So I'm guessing the cat's name was Top Chef while in the adoption facility, while in the shelter. I forgot about the mod thing. Yeah, I was confused for a second. Yeah, that was... By the way, I looked into that after the stream. The person who claimed that has only... The YouTube channel they posted it on has only existed for 8 days. Kinda suspicious. Let's see. But anyway, it's not about that. So they changed this cat's name from... I mean, Top Chef really isn't that great of a name either, but to be fair, it's also a shelter. When I first adopted Mitzi, her name was Rebel in the shelter. I didn't really feel like it fit her. I think Mitzi's much nicer for her because she's a very soft... She's a big softie, and she's very polite, needy. But otherwise, she's a good kitty. I was torn between Mitzi and Ruby for a little bit, and I settled on Mitzi. Yeah, but imagine going, like, imagine you letting this person adopt this cat and are like, take good care of Top Chef. He's meant a lot to us for the past couple of months that she's been here. I assume she. She's meant a lot to us, to this shelter, while she's been here. She's very good. We hope that you give her a good home. And then Jack is like, your name is now Skirp! You're Skirp now! I'd be like, oh no, this was a mistake. This was a huge mistake. This poor cat. OMG real, my tabby cat is a bit older and so clingy. Yeah. Mitzi's been pretty good the last couple of days. After a bad fake anime character. It's not the only character out there named Ruby, but alright. Ow! Sorry, I'm leaning in really close to the computer so I can read this. But yeah, I mean... Yeah, it looks like these look legit, and I mean... I suppose you could look up this, like, adoption agency in Missouri. This does look legit. And yeah, these are the types of papers that would hold up in court. But wait, didn't she say earlier that Jack stole these papers and had the physical copy? So how do they have the physical copy now? I'm so confused. Stop it! Holy fuck. I gotta move this shit. My desk is kind of a mess, guys. My mom has OCD, so she gets, like, mad anxiety every time she sees my desk. She's like, how do you function? Everything is everywhere. And I'm like, that's how it functions. Name one good character named Ruby. Anyway, back to this. My response to her text for an easier read. Yet I don't need to reread it again. Dorothy to this day... Okay, this is the TLDR version. It's a simple matter. This is Cindy's cat, which was taken from her. Yes, it's incredibly selfish of you. How is it Cindy's problem that you and your mom became attached to a cat that rightfully belongs to her and you shouldn't have and should have been returned? Yeah, why is it Cindy's problem that you got attached to a cat that you stole? I don't see how that's Cindy's problem. You're trying to make it her problem because it's the only way you can morally justify it in your stupid dumb brain. Yeah, I feel you. And then my mom tries to help me organize my desk, and then I can't find anything. I can't find a single goddamn thing. I can't find it if it's not in its specific pile on my desk. It does go in waves. It seems like this is an issue you created for yourselves by refusing to return the cat, regardless of what Cindy said or asked. The responsibility here lies with you for keeping the cat from its rightful owner. Dorothy, to this day, has not answered me. It's almost like she didn't have a rebuttal for those arguments that she'll probably call later bad arguments. I have nearly the call, so I assume this is the call where ownership was passed, quote-unquote. I have nearly the entire conversation recorded, excluding only the very beginning where participants were assembling in the Discord call. We had to gather for this court hearing, this important minutes, the minutes of this proceeding. Hey, how about you post the call instead, Saki? I don't need a play-by-play of the call, I'd rather just have the call. Because your recollection of the call can be very skewed. I don't trust any of these people to be good, like, trustworthy narrators. I would rather just have the call. If private information needs to be redacted, fair enough, but... You think some of the call is attached to the thread? Could you send that to me? Because I can't... Like, that specific part of the thread, because the rest of the thread, for me, is inaccessible on my desktop. Because Twitter is stupid. Alright, thank you. You can just, like, @ me in the Discord. At no point during the call was it stated or agreed upon that Dorothy would be given ownership of Latte, based on her weak arguments and inconsistent reasoning. I mean, I feel like her reasonings have been pretty consistent, they're just shit and self-serving. I'm inclined to believe her actions are personally motivated, well, duh. There was no official or verbal agreement, I'll be the judge of that. Dorothy's arguments throughout the conversation were inconsistent, you already said this. During the call, Dorothy attempted to justify her position of Latte using several unrelated or irrelevant points, including Cindy's car insurance and later her housing lease. She's desperate, man. She's really just scraping the bottom of the barrel. When Cindy clarified that her lease had already been renewed prior to the situation, Dorothy pivoted again, this time trying to make the controversy, I assumed the grooming one, another factor as to which has nothing to do with the cat. I agree. Cindy's grooming issue with Enno. Cindy doing that to Enno has nothing to do with her ability to take care of cats. They're just not correlated with each other. As I can't attach videos directly on a Google Doc, the audio recording will be provided in the accompanying thread. Okay. So, that's the entire audio recording that we're gonna be given? Got the first one in info and receipts. We'll post the next one when I can. Oh, there's more? Okay. Thank you. We'll take, I did not realize that this stream would be this long, to be honest. I was like, oh, this will be a quick read. It's never that simple. I think we're gonna switch over to listening to this call first. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at this. Oh my god. This is the absolute worst way to archive a call. Are you kidding me? It's chopped up to all hell and back. That's a 30-second clip, a 1-minute clip, 20-second clip, and a 2-minute clip. So for all we know, these could be chopped up, cherry-picked, and taken wildly out of context. For all we know. I mean, I'll still listen to these, but I'm gonna take what's said with a grain of salt, because shut up! Because I have no idea when in the conversation these things are happening or being said. Well, oh, hello. It's something we're gonna listen to, so we might as well have it in the bottom like this. And we're gonna do what we always do with shit like this. Pull up something else for all of my ADHD people while I listen to audio. Fascinating work. Not sure what I was expecting. Me neither. Me neither. Put it unlisted on YouTube, or put it in a Google Drive. You could make a Google Doc. Why didn't you just put it in a Google Drive? I don't understand. I don't get it. But anyway, we're gonna give this a try, okay? It might be a little bit quiet, so I'm gonna turn up the volume on your guys' end. And then I'm gonna turn this down when we actually get in there. MB3 ain't even that heavy. I know, yeah. Yeah, just throw it in a Google Drive. What the hell? These people, man. None of these people are competent to handle, like a domestic dispute like this. If any of them were at all competent, this would have been handled way back in September/October. Alright, let me just, turn down the volume in here. Because otherwise it'll be too loud. There we go. Their loss, your gain? Not really, because you know who still loses out? The cat. The cat still loses out in all of this. Wait, this isn't Sonic gameplay.
Cat was.
Alright. Can you guys hear it okay?
Okay, why did you post a video about Squirp? I mean,
Wow, great.
Because I didn't know where my cat was.
Is that better, guys? I turned it up a little bit.
Answer to that, could have asked me one more time. Like, if I remember correctly, you only asked me once, and then I told you I don't know.
And I don't trust you.
But this is the stupidest thing! These people are acting like it's still an argument that's happening. What do you mean? You still don't know where the cat is. You know where the cat is. It's with Izzy, you dumbass! This is why I don't trust any of these people to understand how to navigate the legal system when it comes to stolen property. You posted the video with a recording in it. With a recording in it of you going to Izzy's house being like, I want my cat. And she says, I'm not giving you the cat belongs to me now. Heavily implying that the cat is with Izzy. And then she posts a video being like, guys, I have no idea where my cat is. I just have no idea. I just can't even fathom where my cat would be right now. The cat could be on the streets for all I know. Are you I don't even have to ask the question. Yes, they're stupid. Like... Izzy was asking why Cindy... No, I know that. But then they, like, cycle right back into the argument as if it was never resolved. You gotta be an Einstein to know where this cat is, yeah. That's the end of that clip.
Because I was about to give Squirp up to you before I had the revelation of... Honest. Because I was about to give Squirp up to you before I had the revelation of... having Jack give me full ownership, legal ownership from his side.
But Jack can't do that because he legally doesn't own... How do you know that Jack legally owns the cat? If Cindy showing them the paperwork of, hey, I own this cat, is he just being like, no you don't, Jack owns this cat. Oh, Jack transferred ownership to me somehow. Oh my god, these people are so mind-numbingly stupid. Huh?
I don't...
Me, so now it's mainly...
Sorry.
You're good. Now it's just mainly you and me instead of you and Jack and me, but it's just mainly you and me now.
Okay. So, the cat, please.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm confused on that too, Tarnished. Apparently, Cindy has the cat back. This doc and call was last month before Cindy got the cat back. Okay.
Okay. I don't think Jack had any right to give you any sort of like ownership of the cat, cause he didn't have any ownership of the cat.
Yeah.
Cause I'm the one who adopted the cat. I'm the one who put my name on the paper and bought the cat with my money. Like, I have the transaction. I can pull.
But Cynthia, you bought this cat for Jack.
Up the transaction. I have proof it exists. I have like...
We're in a time loop. They had this exact same conversation on Izzy's doorstep back in October. And we're back here again.
Copies of the paperwork that don't have Jack's name anywhere on it. If you look up the chip number that Squirp has, then my name comes up, my address comes up, my phone number comes up. That's why I've been getting so many, you know, like messages saying that my cat was found at a shelter.
Oh, so these weren't just like tidbits coming from like random people on the internet. So it's very possible that they attempted to dump Latte off in a shelter at some point. It's very possible. It's still a possibility.
I don't think you have any right to rehome her, if I'm completely honest.
At least Cinny Bear and Mama Max have something to trauma bond over.
I really do not like the idea of you rehoming her.
What Cinny doesn't understand is that you have to be firm with these sorts of things. You don't have to sit here and be like, well, you see, I'm just not really a fan of the idea of the concept of you potentially trying to rehome my cat. I'm not really comfortable. You just say, give me my cat back! Cinny maxing.
Okay, well, that's also your opinion.
What? It's my cat! Okay, well, I have the legal paperwork, my name is on everything, I have the microchip registered under my name. Legally, it's my cat. Okay, well, that's just your opinion about it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's used to, like, someone at least being home, because Jack was always home when I was at work, and, you know, she had the other kitty at home when
clearly these are chopped up to all hell. I don't like this at all.
When I was at work. Having another, like, creature in the house for her to, like, social...
It's actually ideal for people that, you know, have a job and are out for the majority of the day working. It is ideal for you to have a second cat. So that the cat isn't just alone at home for, like, 8 hours a day, having not much to do. The most ideal thing is for them to have a companion. Izzy does not disappoint.
Socialize with and play with.
Yeah, Izzy thinks the law is subjective.
While I can't, seems like a good idea, a good option.
Yeah. That's 100%
Oh, bother.
a good option. But personally,
when I was at
Hang
work.
on.
Having another, like, creature in the house for her to, like...
Especially clingy cats. Well, yeah, Mitzi. The thing is, Mitzi is perfectly fine being a solo cat. I mean, we had the whole thing a year ago. I tried to adopt another cat. Mitzi just wasn't having it, and then I wasn't having it. It just made me extremely anxious all the time. By the way, guys, Ratchet's doing perfectly fine. Last time I checked in on them, he had a nice home that he was adopted into. And he has, I think, another cat that he's buddies with. So Ratchet's doing great. Last time I checked in. But yeah, Mitzi does better being a solo cat because I'm home all day. Or, you know, most days I'm at home. Now it's a little different because I just got a part-time job, but that's only 4 hours out of a day, 3 days a week. So it's not really that big of a deal for her to be home for that stretch of time alone. Otherwise, I'm there. So there's no reason for me to have 2 cats. But I can see that for Cinny, again, when you're working every day, a 9 to 5, having 2 cats is the optimal thing to do.
Socialize with and play with while I can't seems like a good...
That just seems like... Cinny, you don't have to do this. Again, she's stupid. She's stupid. She's retarded. And so are all of her friends. You don't have to do this. You don't have to reason with the person that stole your cat. You don't have to convince the person that stole your cat that you deserve to have the cat that they stole from you. Oi.
Good idea, good option.
Yeah, that's 100% a good option.
That's 100% an option. Yeah, we can look into that possibility for you. I would have to check back with my manager or my supervisor, and then I can call you within a couple of business days, and we can reconvene and come up with a better solution that would be satisfactory to all parties involved.
But personally, right now, with everything that's going on, I do.
Posted the other attached thread in info and Queen's post about returning the cat. Okay.
Not think you can right now currently need a second cat.
What exactly is...
I don't think that you currently can need a second cat. Okay. Thank you. Cool opinion. The cat back, please. The police are knocking at your door right now.
What's going on?
Happening in your life?
Yeah.
Your life. You know, with the lease coming up and whatnot, and
The lease
bills
hasn't
and
come
stuff
up for
like
a
that.
long time.
I don't think Izzy understands how leases work. Leases aren't always a month by month basis. It's actually cheaper just to rent for like 14 months or a year at a time. Like, I don't think she understands that most people don't pay rent month to month. A lot of people just pay a year out, and then you don't have to worry about rent for an entire year. Yeah, that's none of your fucking business. Give cat back now, please.
Did you renew it?
I renewed it a while ago. Again, it expires in August.
August already passed.
You know there are other Augusts, right? Izzy? Izzy, do you realize that there are gonna be more Augusts after the last one? How much is this? Ah, 6.5? Oh, gross. I don't even have the money for that right now. It just keeps getting better.
Of next year.
Ah,
Oh, there's a next year?
okay.
Oh,
But
I didn't know that.
Personally, right now, because like with the whole controversy and stuff like that, personally,
The
I do not
controversy
think-
has nothing to do with the cats.
It really doesn't.
Fair enough, that is true. Personally, since okay, that's true.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But
It actually
okay,
does have absolutely nothing to do with the grooming controversy. Yeah, you're right. I forgot. Doy. Stupid, stupid, stupid brain.
Basically, I'm just gonna reiterate everything. One, give me a second. Sorry.
It's okay.
I have to. Speak my mind because I
So
have to
you bought this
reiterate
cat for
things
Jack,
again.
and it's my cat now.
Well, yes, those are all good points. I feel like currently, for this next couple of
You hear that? Well, those are all good arguments. You know, the arguments that Cinny has been saying since September, I'm pretty sure. The same arguments that Izzy has said that were not compelling in the slightest, and were not good arguments. Therefore, justifying her reason for keeping the cat. Now she's saying, those are good arguments. Well, those are all perfectly valid, ma'am, and I understand your frustration. We currently cannot give you a refund. Okay.
months, just build up money, save.
It's also like, oh, you make good logical arguments, however, I feel like... And that's just Izzy's entire existence right there. You may have facts on your side, but little did you know, I have the power of, well, I feel like it's a little different.
Save money up, and then if you need to in the future, get yourself another cat. Because personally, Scorp is just, you know, you have to go through the legal system and whatnot. Because I personally do not want to give her up to you and stuff like that. Because I will.
So basically, Izzy's only argument is, well, I don't want to. That's her only justification, her only real justification for keeping this cat. And that's been the only justification this entire time is, I don't wanna. I don't wanna give you back the cat that I stole from you. And so I'm gonna make you have to do it the hard way. For months. Because I don't want to. And that's Izzy's entire existence and her reasoning for everything she does.
100% rehome her to someone who's, you know, completely unrelated to this situation. But there's
Why? Why?
just so much, like, open wounds between us.
Your personal feelings don't matter when it comes to legality, Izzy. How do you still not understand this?
That I don't want to give her a...
You are so stupid. You're an entitled, stupid brat who leeches off of your parents. And then thinks that you are you're qualified to judge other people's living situations. And take from everybody around you, including other leeches like Jack. In that sense, she is just as bad as them. She may not have groomed anybody, she may not have sexted any children, she may not be into rape fetishes, or any degen shit like that, but she, mentality-wise, she is just as entitled, and just as stupidly stubborn as they are. I'm not even gonna say that. That's a slippery slope to say, oh, that we know of, because that is a certified Peaches move, if anything. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, let me bring up the next one. Let's take this down real quick. Okay, this is the next series of clips. Okay, it's safe to bring up. I just don't want Twitter giving my email address to everybody under the sun.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, no worries. So basically, because I know you have a lot of bills and stuff like that,
Well, you have bills, so... Anyone who has bills isn't qualified to care for a cat. Izzy, someone who doesn't have to deal with bills because everything is paid for them. Thank you, Izzy.
remember hearing you do not have car insurance. Okay, sorry.
I remember hearing from somebody else that you don't have car insurance, so that means you're not qualified to care for a cat. Bitch, I don't have a car. I don't have car insurance. I'm still taking care of a cat. Do you have car insurance? Are you, like... What?
I do want to
Huh, I have bills. Guess I better go rehome my cat and uproot their entire life.
point out you saying that you don't want to give her to me because of, like, emotional reasons.
Bad blood, I guess. Something like that.
I wouldn't call it emotions, just emotions. Cool.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's wild to say that, personally, just because
Again, just the wishy-washy
I am
language.
literally the legal owner of the cat. And you don't
should
want
custody
to...
Finally, Cindy is saying something. It only took her so many months. It only took her like half a year to be able to get it out.
I want...
What is Izzy saying?
And you don't
should
want
custody
to
with
get...
Jack.
I have...
Did she say you should just listen? You should just listen? Hello, hi, I'm gone. Wait, Enlaa doesn't have car insurance. Oh no. Let me get a cat knowing I struggle with bills already. I don't think that's the point. The point is that she just mentions that Cindy has bills, and that's somehow a reason for her to not own a second cat.
my name and only my name on any documents relating to this cat. And you're saying you don't want to give her back to me because you don't like me?
No,
No.
that's not it. Exactly.
I do want to point...
No, that's not it. Exactly. I know it's cut off. But yeah, that's funny. Gotcha was a little confused. Oh, no. Yeah, basically, every argument Cindy has... Or no, not Cindy. Izzy, sorry. Every argument Izzy has is, I feel like you don't deserve to have a second cat because of personal reasons or assumptions that I'm making based on my own personal opinion of you, and not based on any concrete facts about you, or the state of your home, or the state of your living situation, or your finances, or anything. It's just, I don't think, therefore, I'm completely justified in stealing your cat.
Personally, like I still said, right now, currently, I'm...
There's a lot of that. Personally, just like personally, these are just my feelings on it. Yeah, but we're not talking about feelings. These people are so dumb.
Still also pretty emotional about this whole... Well, about the cat.
Guys, I'm still feeling pretty emotional about this. Can we just not put me on trial for murder? Thanks. I'm still kind of, like, worked up about it. It's really just not... It's really doing shit to my mental. Guys, I know I beat up my boyfriend until he was unconscious and then zipped him up in a suitcase and then recorded him slowly suffocating to death and said fuck you to him the entire time. But this is really stressful for me, so can we just, like, wait until everyone's just in a better mental state? Thanks.
Mainly because I don't want either...
emotionally attached to the cat?
That's pretty specific.
If so, I love Square.
What the fuck just happened there?
Also pretty emotional about this whole... Well, about the cat. Mainly because I don't want either...
emotionally attached to the cat?
I guess so. I love Square.
The fuck was that? Kill me. What the hell? I know I stole your car, but honestly, I like this car, so it's mine now. She oobified redneck talk. To be fair, I kind of do that too sometimes.
Give me my cat. Well?
Oh yeah, this is not the same conversation, by the way. I don't even know why it's in here. This is a completely different conversation from way back in October. But this is the part that I keep referring to. Cindy literally went to Izzy's house and was like, you have my cat! Give me back my cat now! And Izzy kept saying, well, but you bought this for Jack. It's Jack's cat, Cynthia. It's Jack's cat now, because you bought it for Jack. Cynthia, he owns the cat. And then, out of completely fucking nowhere, she just throws this curveball.
Give me my cat. Well, it's my cat now. What do you mean it's your cat now? I don't know. You can figure that out.
Brainless. Absolutely brainless. Well, it's my cat now. The fuck do you mean by that? I don't know. Absolute. And this is an adult? That's like the explanation a 5-year-old would give for stealing something from your room. You're like, hey, little sibling, why did you steal my Xbox? Or no, not Xbox. A toddler probably wouldn't do that. Why would you steal my DS from my room? Well, it's my DS now. The fuck do you mean by that? I don't know. And then they just start mimicking you, everything you say. I refuse to accept the fact that Izzy is an adult with the way she talks. I refuse to accept that any of these people are adults. Alright, that's the end of that. So now we go from this to Queen's statement, and, I know Toybox has given me the link to the actual tweet, but I can't exactly bring it up like this, so I took the liberty in going through the thread on my phone, and I'm going to post the screenshots and then open them up on here, because I am so smart. SMRT. There we go. I did this before the stream. That's as much preparation as you'll get out of me. Oh wait, this isn't even the beginning of it. Fuck! Shit. Okay. Hang on.
I remember hearing you...
Shut up! Shut up. Oh, all of a sudden, Twitter's no longer trying to dox my email address. Prepared. Shut up. Alright. Self-reflection. Guys, we're just having a self-reflection day. Let's go. Self-reflection time. Read if you want. Looking back at my actions, maybe they were out of pettiness? Maybe? Yeah, that's the gist of it. Hi, I'm gone. I don't even know what they were, and I still am confused. Oh, okay, so her new reasoning is, I don't know. Great. You don't think 3 steps ahead of yourself, do you, Izzy? To be honest, I didn't even see this doc until I contacted Puppy, I don't know who Puppy is, a week ago, and I've been glancing at it here and there. Music! Woohoo! Hold on. Let's turn that down. A little loud. And then, you know, linking the document. I can't read this, but, thankfully, I can read it through screenshots. I know, beautiful. I think it's a good call-out post, in my opinion, so look through it yourself. Guys, it's actually a really good call-out. I feel like, this is such a Creepshow Arts move. Didn't Creepshow Arts, like, do this thing where she would just overtly, flatter people to such an excessive degree? Wasn't that always a Creepshow Arts thing? So look through it yourself if you want a good judge of my mistakes and actions, even though, you know, I never... You know, she told me all of these months prior, to my face, and I completely disregarded them then. But now that it's public, I honestly think that she's a really good judge of character for this entire situation. Even though she's not saying anything new that should be news to you. Such humility. Yeah, it's just very false humility. After all, that's what a call-out is supposed to be. To try to call a person out in their behavior. She may try. I don't want to run or hide, as that would be a cowardly thing for me to do. I need to face them head-on and to change as a person. Didn't you ignore them for months? Didn't you ignore them? Let me recall, again, Dorothy till this day hasn't answered me. Their response to their long-ass response in Discord way back in March, they never responded to. And now they're sitting here being like, oh, well, I need to face them head-on and change as a person. You're only saying that because you're being called out publicly. You didn't think any of these things when you were told all this privately. I need to change this immaturity that I have. Yeah, it's not that you are immature. It's just that you have some immaturity. I wish, as an adult, it went away, but it didn't. Yeah, it's almost like you have to work and actively learn and grow and change as a person. Like, maturity doesn't just happen. Oh, it would have been nice if that gosh darn old immaturity just went away on its own, but for some reason, it just didn't for me. Weird. I guess I'm special like that. And I do need to change. I don't blame anyone for hating me and for unfollowing me, as I've screwed up on these situations. Ooh, do tell. Let me grab the next one. With Jack and Cinny, I guess, in a way, I'm grateful that I screwed up and got called out. These life lessons I learned, I will use them to change... Guys, I guess, in the end... Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. There we go. Guys, I think in the end, I think it was a good thing that I stole Cinny Bear's cat. And attempted to throw it into an adoption center. I guess if you think about it, it was just fate. It just had to happen. I hope I don't screw up again like I've done, but if I do, I hope I get called out on it. Bitch, no the fuck you don't! I'm sorry, no matter how guilty anyone feels about something they've done, nobody likes being called out on shit that they've done wrong. You could acknowledge wholeheartedly the thing that you did wrong. But if someone were to come to you and be like, hey, you know that thing that you acknowledged that you've done wrong? I can snap my fingers and just make everybody forget that ever happened. Everybody on the entire planet. Anyone would take that opportunity. Anyone. Yeah, I was destined to steal a ferret's ashes. This is such weird shit behavior. This is creepshow art levels of weird. Thank you to those who have been sticking with me. As some people have said, I am human, and it's very much human for me to make mistakes. Guys, it's such a human thing to do, to steal someone else's cat and then refuse for half a year to give the cat back. Yeah, this is just coping. Jesus Christ, this is masking to an insane degree. I'm so glad I got called out, guys. I'm so happy. It's the best thing in my life. I hope I get called out every single day from now on. This is so great. I thank you to those who have been sticking with me. As some people have said, I am human. All I can do is live, learn, and grow as a person. How about giving the fucking cat back? That's probably something you could do, right? Nah, all I can do is just keep living my life and not pay consequences for any of my actions. Like, pray tell, Izzy, what do you think the consequence should be for the things that you've done wrong? Just simply being called out on them? Is that it? Don't you think maybe you should have some legal consequences? No, nothing. I don't need any consequences that would actually make me feel bad. I think someone mentioning it on Twitter is punishment enough. Hanging on the cat till tomorrow. Sniffing ferret ashes tomorrow. Was there more to this? Because this is all I managed to get. I guess I can go check. Doo-doo-doo. Oh yeah, you did send me that one post. Hold on a sec. Oh my god, Discord! Discord mobile sucks ass, dude. Okay, there is definitely more. I have to screenshot these, because Twitter desktop doesn't like me. I'll grab these, don't worry. I am the screenshot queen. Oh my god, her replies are even worse. I'm like reading them ahead of time. Holy shit, that's so bad. Okay, hold on. Guys, it gets worse. Believe me, it gets worse. Oh my god, and they're like all disjointed all over the place. Holy fuck. Okay, hold on. Alright, I think I got it all. Just let me throw them in here. And hope and pray to God that they're in order. How I posted them in here. Okay, so this was an update from a couple days ago. Probably when all of this was discovered. No, okay, we can't say that. Shit, I don't have... There are no mods available. Guys, we're not doxing, we're not grabbing IP addresses or any of that shit. I don't condone any of that. That's frankly annoying behavior. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have to moderate ourselves today, guys. Let's just tone it down a little bit. I don't like her either, but... Oh my god, Opera is having a stroke now. Jesus Christ. This is good music for this. Why do I still use Opera, dude? Oh my god, this is annoying me. It's not even using that much memory, it just decides it wants to be slow as all hell. I don't even know what's causing it to use so much memory. Guys, I'm just gonna have to do a little bit of that. Hang on a sec. You try to open one image and Opera is like... It has a stroke. I gotta close a bunch of shit. That's probably had something to do with it. Okay, we're back. We're so back. Oh, hold on. We're not back yet. Give me a sec. Oh my god. This is so frustrating. I hate this, dude. So, good news. Opera just won't update on Streamlabs. So now it doesn't even think Opera exists. This is great. This is fantastic. I love this! I love this browser so much! I love Streamlabs. I love it so much. Do you think it'll work if I switch it over here? Oh my god, it's so dumb. I don't know how I'm gonna get this up on screen then, if it's just not gonna work. This music is not helping. Oh, there we go. Kind of. So it'll do it for one thing, but not a different thing. Okay, I don't understand why. Oh, there we go. We're so back, guys. It's not, for me, it's not a knowledge issue, okay? It's a tech issue. It's a hardware issue. It's a software issue. Sorry. We're back. Good music, by the way. Banger music. Alright. This was on May 4th. Latte was officially returned to Cine on April 29th. I've been meaning to share this sooner, but life's been hectic. Izzy has acknowledged her mistake and made things right. Please don't send any hate her way. I wonder what her final decision was in finally deciding to give Latte back. Akumu is a boomer in a young person's body when it comes to anything tech. Yeah, I can agree with that. Alright, so now this is Izzy quote retweeting this. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Izzy's response was a day ago, so this happened before she addressed the document. Okay, so we're a little out of order, but it should be alright. Yeah, it is my fault for keeping her for so long. Yeah. Yes. It was my fault for keeping her for so long, even when Cine had better herself by keeping the apartment clean and able to keep up with her lease. Was that really the determining factor? All I can do is make things right and return her to Cinny, where she belongs. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry for all the headaches I've caused, bowing emoji. She does that prayer bowing emoji all the time. So fake, dude. Fake as shit. Alright, next one. This is where it gets bad. I saw a little bit of this. Honestly, a few things. One, I actually never really wanted Latte in the first place. And having Latte reminded me of everything that happened. I want to adopt and care for a cat that I choose, not a cat I didn't get a chance at choosing, especially with bad memories. Oh, okay. So the cat was just inconvenient. This is screaming, Sour Grapes. I thought you were emotionally attached to the cat, Izzy. I never wanted the cat in the first place. Stupid cat. I would prefer a cat that I actually chose, okay? Is she trying to make it out like it was her moral obligation to keep the cat? Your reasoning, your logic makes no sense, Izzy. Yeah, I thought you loved the cat. I thought you were emotionally attached to the cat. Honestly, a few things. Oh wait, this is... yeah, okay. Okay, sorry for being salty, but why did you left Squirp in the first place if you didn't want her? I know you said something about your mom getting attached to her, and her getting attached to the cat. Honestly, it seems that you left the cat just out of spite to torment Cinny for what she did. Left? Sorry, you mean kept? If you mean kept, I only really kept Skirp at first because of Jack. Then, due to concerns that Cinny wouldn't be able to care for two cats, and then because of some sort of ego? Question mark? What? And there were others who were encouraging me to keep Skirp. One something. Oh, this is so disjointed, dude. Single digit IQ. Yeah. This bitch, I swear to God. 3, it was the... I think we missed... No, we didn't. Okay. 3, it was the right thing to do. A video on YouTube gave me the right push. A video on YouTube gave me the right push to give back the cat and snap out of whatever pride or stupidity I had. I was like, yeah, Cinny is able to care for two cats. I'm just the one who's being a bitch at this point. Pray tell, what video was that? No, yeah, Kuma was always right about, like, Birdie and Birdie's friends, but that doesn't mean that the way he went about the shit that he was doing was up to code either. Yeah, I wonder what video that was. That's very vague. I guess we can say, for all intents and purposes, that this, cat dispute is finally, definitively, hopefully, done. Forever. Like, so Cinny's reasoning didn't make you think you were wrong, but a fucking video? Yeah, I'm just wondering what was in this random-ass YouTube video. It's very vague. This poor cat, man. So, there was an attempt to just abandon a Latte at a shelter. Izzy can deny it up and down, but if Cinny says that she was getting notifications that the cat, with her registered microchip, was being found at shelters, or a shelter at least, then there's reason to speculate that Izzy was trying to just ditch this cat at a shelter. And maybe the mom stepped in and said, no, that's a bad idea. Maybe don't abandon a cat at a shelter, you horrible fucking bitch. And another thing that leads me to believe that is that call, that recording that they all had with Jack, where Izzy just goes, "Oh yeah, we might have to give stupid to a shelter. We can't move two cats. It would be too inconvenient. So, yep, oopsies. The other one's just gonna go in a shelter now. Bye bye." So flippantly, disregarding, all because their litter boxes are a little bit dirty. Izzy was like, it's plain to see that Izzy was just clinging on to any possible crumb of justification to hold on to this cat out of spite. Out of pure spite. I don't believe she gave a fuck about the cat either. It was just principle. Entitledness. Maybe a little bit of kleptomania. I mean, she had no actual personal stake in this cat. She just wanted to take it just because. She can't even answer why she did it in the first place. Her answer is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I just don't know. Because you don't have a real justification. There is no moral or personal justification for it. You just did it because you could, and in that moment, you felt entitled to do it because you were spiteful. That's your reason. It's not that you have immaturity. You are just a spiteful, entitled brat. Kleptomania. Ha ha ha! Anyway. I've been here for an hour and a half longer than I was supposed to. I would love to hear the entirety of that call. Because definitely there was some context taken out. But, at the end of the day, if the matter is completely resolved, finally, then we can put this issue to bed. However, that doesn't mean that Queen just gets a free pass, or Izzy. Okay? She's not to be trusted. She has a huge pattern of this behavior, over and over and over, of stealing Cindy's cat, taking, basically trying to steal her friend's pet's ashes, trying to steal Jack's stuff, and trying to steal Jack's money. There is a pattern of horrendous entitlement here. And just pure, unadulterated selfishness. And a couple of tweets of her being like, aha, oopsies, haha, thanks for calling me out, I'll do better. That's not gonna do it, Izzy. That's not gonna do it for you. This very surface level, like, oh, well, clearly there are things I still have to work on. I'm only human. I'm just gonna learn and grow and change and hope that there are no long-term consequences for any of my actions. Can any consequences really be had from this cat situation now that it's resolved? Not really. I don't think so. If the cat is back with the rightful owner, it's resolved. You can't really get consequences for that. And it's not really up to me to determine if there should or shouldn't be a consequence for this. There really can't be, because everything that she's at least tried to do when it comes to theft has eventually been returned. You know, the money, the items, the ashes, the cat. I think everything has been properly returned to their rightful place. But the only reason she's done that is because every single time she's faced massive amounts of backlash for it. And everybody screaming from the rooftops, hey, maybe don't take things from people. Maybe don't commit a crime or a felony. And only then is she like, guys, I think after some deep self-reflection, I think I'm going to do the right thing. It's like, wow. Good job. Good job, Izzy. You're finally doing the thing that people told you to do half a year ago. Wow. You're so brave. Even when she is apologizing, she still finds a way to be manipulative, like how she did in the DMs after the stream you did. Yeah. What Meta said. Like, congratulations, you did the bare minimum. What deep character growth Guys, after some serious backlash and some social pressure, I decided to not commit a crime. Even though I was totally on board with doing so, acknowledging that it was selfish, but I just felt like I was entitled to it, so... Yeah, I was in a bad state. I was in a dark place, guys. I was in a very dark place. Izzy, I think you need to just stop. You want my advice? Probably not. But I'm gonna give you advice anyway. Just stop! Stop living on Twitter. Go get your own place. Have your own pets. Live your own life. Stop mooching off of your parents. Go get your own place and see what it's like. See what it's like for yourself so you can stop trying to be the judge, jury, and executioner on this fucking cat. Go live a real life. You live on the internet. Take some time. Just be offline. And more than a couple of days, please and thank you. Do the thing that you seem to want Jack to do so badly. Just get offline. It's right in your fucking brain. No, Clef. She actually lives in Missouri, not Texas, so... You're stupid. I think Izzy just wanted attention, good, bad, or indifferent. It does... There is an aspect of that in there, too. I think Queen doesn't deserve a pet. It's tough to know, because Izzy... I don't think Izzy's ever had to raise a pet on her own. Did you just dox yourself? What are you talking about? Everyone knows I... What? No, I said Izzy lives in Missouri. Like in my DMs, Izzy still found... Oh, right! I forgot about that. Sorry, Meta. That's what you were talking about. Yeah, Izzy still found a way to blame me and say I was still doxing personal info even though she said she was apologizing. Yeah, publicly she'll be like, I recognize my faults and my flaws, and then behind the scenes she's like, take this down. Like, it's clear that her public persona isn't what she is like in private. And yeah, everybody to some extent is different publicly than privately. But this is like, this is straight up just two-faced. Anyway, good music. That's it. That's it from me. I'm done. Yeah, I just despise people like this, because every ounce of them is just fake. Every bit of it, fake. Malicious masking. Anyway, that's it. That's the stream. I already did it. I already clocked in 10 hours on Saturday. I don't need to do more. And I've already been here longer than I planned. So... get the fuck out of here. Goodbye. Shoo. Go. Get. Go on. Go on. I don't want you here. Get out. Get out. Go. Come on.